All right, y'all. We are so sorry for all of the technical difficulties. We were trying to do something new. We was trying to be cute, girl, but it just did not work out. We're gonna have to try it again at some other juncture. Okay. But we back to stream, y'all. Okay, with with the old basic bitch ass. We back.
Not basic.
Um, because that's what y'all wanted. So here we are. Thank y'all so much for being patient with us. It is really appreciated, because we
For
always
sure.
try to give a good show. We don't like being this late, girl. But in the meantime, in between time, we are giving y'all two different videos in one day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if y'all have not seen our interview with Melody Sharif from Love and Marriage Huntsville, then you need to go ahead and check that out because it was a really great discussion. And we're going to
Hmm.
talk about it. But first, ladies, how are you doing? Now that people can
We're
hear
good.
us and see us clearly. Gina.
Yeah.
I'm
Is this better for
good.
you guys? We know you guys had a lot of shit to say, so we just want to make sure that this is good for you guys.
I was looking through trying to remember names of the people that was really down, the people that was really gonna ride. I was like, yes,
Yeah, the
yes,
people that
I
was really go.
see you. The people
Thank
that was really
you.
gonna ride.
Listen, thank you. We
Nah,
appreciate
we appreciate it
it.
for real, for real.
Yes.
Okay. Because if y'all knew how me and Jamie be trying to classy this shit up.
For sure. You know what I'm saying? We be trying to bring y'all a little something different. We be thinking y'all might be a little tad, but we here now. Y'all like the basic. Girl, not
Okay.
y'all giving basic,
Girl,
basic.
I hope the basic work because
It's
sometimes this shit don't work neither. But you
good
know what?
facts.
This shit don't work neither.
I'm over here like, girl, what else is gonna happen?
Okay, it's tough. It's so tough. We appreciate y'all patience. Okay, but let's go ahead and let's just for a little while, for a little second, talk about our interview with Mel. So I'ma just say I enjoyed the interview so very, very much.
Mhm.
I thought she was open and she was straightforward with us. And I personally love interviewing Mel because if Mel doesn't want to answer a question, she's not going to ask you what the questions are. She's not going to, well, I don't want to, she's not going to do all of that. She's simply going to give you the answer that she wants to give you. And then that's it. And I appreciate that. We can just go to the next girl. Okay.
Mhm.
So we had a really good time during this interview. Some things clarify for us is that she met Stormy because Stormy wanted to be on the show. That's
Mhm.
what it sounded like to me. She ain't really friends with none of these people. She done told y'all that. Anybody that's close to Martell, she don't want to deal with y'all. And it's not because, oh, if I'm friends with somebody, that means if I don't like somebody, you can't be friends with them. No, it's a matter of somebody that's like stalking her, popping up places they not supposed to be, hacking her phone, trying to take custody of her kids away, just stuff like that. So it's just kind of been made obvious during the interview that like Martell is really like the reason why she pulls herself away even more so from the cast because the
Mhm.
cast is linked to Martell. So, there's that. But the interview was really, really good. Were there any other like moments that you guys want to mention?
Her being booked and busy.
Child, very booked.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was funny.
That
That
was.
was it was funny, but it was so serious.
It
Yeah, I
was.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed the interview. I mean, I think we always enjoy Mel's interviews because she gonna answer every question.
Hmm.
You
She
know
did.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
She
it's
does.
nothing she gonna be like, oh, I don't want to talk about that. I'm not gonna get into that type. You know.
Y'all
And
saw I was
even if
being
she do,
messy,
she's
huh?
still gonna answer. Say what?
Y'all saw I was being messy.
We.
That was funny.
It was okay because somebody be like, "Don't
Yeah.
be messy, don't be messy." You know what I'm saying? Try to fly above all the haters.
Who I think did you ask the question, Jamie, when you said has Carlos ever apologized to her for anything? Or Bondi?
Bondi did. I asked
Bondi
if he
asked.
apologized about the mom situation.
And then I
Right.
asked if he apologized for saying were you ever enough? And she was like, oh yeah, that too.
But to me,
Okay.
she wanted us to recognize that production had apologized. Because when I asked the question, I asked, did anybody from the cast
Yeah.
Right.
apologize? And she was like, wait, wait, wait. So you asking if anybody from the cast. So that was to pull
Yes.
out the fact that, okay, not cast, but production.
Yes,
That's what
Mm-hmm.
was
exactly.
like, okay, so let's talk about Carlos then. Because I was gonna keep it cute and not mention the fact that he, said y'all was friends about 6 times in that interview he did with you girls.
What was the question that we asked? And when she said, I didn't say that. When me and you said production, I can't remember what the question
Martell
She
got
said I
into
didn't
it
say
with.
that.
Who Martell got into it with
Oh,
backstage.
okay.
Oh,
We didn't want
yeah.
to give
Yeah,
any details about what happened backstage because we were hearing word on the curb is that it was somebody from production or something like that. But she was like, I didn't say that. So it's kind of like, are you trying to protect yourself and it was somebody from production, or was it somebody else and you trying to let us know that it wasn't production?
But even if she was protecting herself, I feel like that's still protecting Martell. So for his mom to say that she's bitter, it's like she's still protecting what she don't have to protect.
Because she really could have laid it out. We asked her why, and she was like, because I'm very strategic.
Exactly.
So, I think honestly, when I think about it, I feel like if she's saving it for a damn, Danielle Steele novel, I'm happy for it. Because I feel like it's going to be a good book, girl. Okay. Oh, a messy novel about divorcing a narcissist. It's still something he could have lost his job over. You would think so. It must have been important people. I wonder.
She said
I'm
it
gonna.
wasn't her and Martell. Who was it?
It was somebody else. I don't know.
Because we would have started guessing, and I don't think she wanted us to start running down the list.
I honestly feel like it's probably somebody we haven't thought about, which is the reason why I was like, because I don't think it's any of the cast. I don't think he got into it with any of the men on the cast.
No.
So because I was about to call him,
I wonder if it was Carlos.
That's
I wonder
my
if
other thought.
I'm
Like,
thinking
was
it
it him
was. He
or
probably mad
production?
Carlos had him ready to cry on the stage when he said, "You miss your family." I bet he probably lashed out because I feel like that was the most emotional.
Let me
we
tell you
seen him
something.
get.
If Carlos got damn near yoked up and then cried about this man after he got yoked up, you in an
Nah, I feel
abusive
like that
relationship.
happened after. That's what I'm thinking.
What?
I'm thinking that he was on the stage. So I don't know how it happened, but my guess is the conflict or whatever situation occurred backstage happened after Carlos was crying for Martell. And I'm thinking Martell probably got upset because it was like a vulnerable moment. You remember Martell was sitting there like he was damn near about to cry.
Okay.
I thought it would have happened before.
Me
which
too.
would resulted in them crying all over the place.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought, Jamie. I wonder.
Because how they cut it, it was like a back and forth between him and Mel, it seemed. And then all of a sudden, Carlos started talking about, oh, you love your family, this and that. I think you're this person, whatever. So I don't know. I feel like something happened. It was a blow up. I feel like he probably was trying to get Martell to admit to some things he didn't want to fully admit to. Where he's trying to disguise on TV one thing, but behind the scenes he's another way, like Mel said.
I mean, we already know that.
Yeah. So
thank you, a beautiful Day for the super chat. Hey, Bondy, this Day from SNC. I just wanted you to know how proud I am of you, watching you grow and get your flowers. I'm so happy. Congrats. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Kwanzaa, thank you for the super chat. I think he was forced into therapy because of that incident, not because of the custody case, because he was mandated to therapy before and never went. His money was threatened. I wonder if that's why, because he was like you said, court order mandated after something happened with one of the kids. So, but we can't talk about custody, man. I can't wait till we can understand what's going on, because I feel like that's a lot of what's going on the show, is that they have this custody battle going on behind the scenes, but we're not talking about it because we can't.
Right.
Y'all know, I really picture Martell, I don't know why, doing what R. Kelly did.
I know what you're talking about.
Said, y'all, I did not do this stuff. Y'all killing me with this. Because I'm thinking about the whole hacking of Mel's phone, and I'm picturing that I did not do this stuff.
Shut up!
I can imagine it. I can imagine it. And he also could give a, what more do you want from me? I can see that.
Yes, that's a good one. That was a real good one. Child, listen. Well, we'll come back to Love and Marriage Huntsville shortly, okay? But before we do that, I do want to touch briefly on Miss Shanquella Robinson because we found out that they are not going to press charges in her case, and apparently the Mexican people and the American people are not on the same page as it pertains to her case. And it just kind of feels like another one of those times where it's a miscarriage of justice. Like, how is it that these people get to go out of town, like seemingly, allegedly, kind of, sort of plan to confront this woman, and it ends up in her passing. All this time has gone by and y'all haven't arrested anybody. Like, y'all have this on camera with somebody like beating this girl up, and now she's not alive and nobody's getting arrested. It's not an assault charge, nothing. Like, that shit really, really upset me, and I would like to understand why. Honestly, I feel like it's probably more to do with the fact that people don't want to do their jobs. That's what it feels like. It feels like the Mexican police and the American police, like, they don't care enough about this Black girl to do their job adequately, so that these people who are now in our society planning their next fucking Mexican vacation.
What's crazy is, though, I'm glad you said that about, them not really caring because she's a Black girl. It reminds me of, it was some case that literally people talked about for damn near 20 years. I think it's still unsolved, but it was a girl who went missing in another country. Do y'all remember that? A white girl went missing in another country. She was studying
Natalie
abroad.
Holloway?
Yes, her.
Okay.
And people were looking that case up and down. The authorities were looking for her and everything. So why is it that, I don't even think they had a body or anything.
They still don't. Not from my understanding.
That's
but
what
they
I
sentenced
thought.
the guy.
Well, shit, like, it should be the same damn thing. Like, you have proof of something happening on video. You have a body. Like, where is the same passion that y'all have for the white girls?
Absolutely. Gabby Petito. They hopped on this shit and stayed on it till they got somebody. Like,
that was quick.
Okay.
Hello?
That was quick.
I was so shocked, y'all, when I heard that. I was just like, I was enraged. I was really like, girl, I was really pissed. I felt like they played in the family's face. You acted and pretended like you was over here really, diving deep into this case, only to call them in like you really got some information, only to sit up there and tell these folks we not gonna move further because it's not any information. But shout out to their attorney, because I was glad that and I said this in my live, ain't no telling when they ass actually started this case. Ain't no telling when they got started. They probably got started at the top of this damn year. For real. By that time, the girl had been buried in everything. Now, she had an autopsy out there in Mexico, and they said that she had an injured spinal cord or a broken spinal cord. She had some other things going on, I believe, within her neck area. But then they said that she had already been embalmed by the time the next autopsy came around. So I don't even know how that even happened. So because of that, that could, like, give you false, reports or something that I was reading. So it can affect the autopsy if you do it after the person's been embalmed. But I'm still confused as to how, a little bit. But anyway, here's the moral of the story. It's the fact that y'all sat up there and closed this girl's case when what is clear at the end of the day was that there was a trauma to her head. That's the thing for me. She had blunt force trauma. She had injuries on her head that was identified in the autopsy that is connected to blunt force trauma. But y'all said y'all don't have enough, even with the video and things that was circulating. And what really pissed me off was this news article that I was reading, and they tried to label it as Shanquella was drunk in the video, and that she had gotten in a fight. The girl was not drunk. She didn't look drunk at all.
Just thinking about how the murderers feel. They probably feel relieved. They probably feel like they literally got away with murder, and literally anybody else could do the same thing. Like, that is so crazy.
I wonder how they feel, because I feel like although there is a bit of excitement, I'm sure there is still a bit of sorrow and sadness because people know who they are now. So however they walked across, like now I feel like it's even worse knowing that y'all got off at this time. But also what's interesting as well is that according to their attorney, it's like they're ping pong and they're saying Mexico is waiting on America, on the US. The US is waiting on Mexico. We're not going to do anything in the US. Hopefully Mexico can do something. Well, Mexico has already given you guys a report or whatever and requested for extradition. So they've already, so are you at least, so y'all not even gonna do that because y'all not gonna bring up any charges? Y'all not even gonna extradite the people back because they've already sent that paperwork. But I'm not an attorney, so I don't know how that whole process goes. But it's like, okay, so y'all did all of this for nothing. How is it that they got different evidence than what it is that y'all got, and y'all not gonna make a move? Was what Mexico had to say not enough, especially when the crime happened in Mexico? That's what I'm not. It's not making. I don't.
It doesn't make sense.
They're gonna change their names and go missing.
I could see that too.
Or
that's what they say. But people say that they ain't gonna do that.
Oh, it's
No,
right.
Girl, George Zimmerman still walking around here like la 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 la.
Exactly that.
That's true. It's a shame and it's so upsetting. But with that being said, y'all, I just wanted to get that out the way. You know, let me tell you something. Mexico is so close, and you know, you love a little 3-day trip to Cancun, girl. But it's feeling like anybody about to come out there. Anybody about to come out there? Because I don't want to go anywhere where somebody could beat me up on camera, I end up dead, and then don't nothing happen. Like we just like, oh, I guess, you know.
Right.
I don't know. Like nobody's saying anything. Nobody's saying it's an accident. Nobody's saying anything. It's just like, oh, well, we're just not gonna do anything about it. Too bad, so sad. Yeah, I'm upset about it.
Yeah, very disappointing. But y'all can go over there and lock up a black man for 70 years because he spit on a cop. Meanwhile, cops out here clapping folks and y'all ain't doing nothing. Girl, get it together.
It's insane. The light-skinned girl from the trip went live talking about how the fight started because Shanquella did something but never said what it was to me. That is evidence that matches the video and autopsy. Child, let them keep talking. Somebody need to demand that they reopen the case because y'all already online running y'all mouth.
Perfectly so. Perfectly.
Let a white person start a podcast. Let a white person start a podcast with a white following and see what happens.
We're gonna pray. Somebody white jump on a job. Where Amanda Seals, talk to some of your white friends. All right, y'all. You know, let's go ahead and move on to some TV talk. So first of all, shout out to Advocate Sue, okay? Because Advocate Sue was on the job on the press conference, letting y'all know that these people not doing their job, okay? So shout out to her because she was the attorney. She is the attorney for Shanquella Robinson's family. So
she is.
Yeah, we did appreciate her on the news, girl. She was letting these people know what it was.
Absolutely, shout out to her.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Was in the background acting a fool. I'm sorry.
I hope she better at solving cases than she is at
finding love.
Yes.
Girl, we all hope so. So this is the final episode of Ready to Love, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Hold up.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, y'all. The dogs are in the cage fighting, and I don't know what is going on. But I don't like the way
they're scrapping.
Like they scrapping. Ready to Love. So basically, this was the finale episode. We haven't even really been watching Ready to Love because it's been boring. But I thought since we had been talking about it, I would just come and give y'all the little final to do before we get to the reunion. The reunion is probably going to be the most entertaining part about this entire show. Based on the clips we saw of Jeffrey in a blind wig telling y'all that black men lead these babies every day. And y'all on stage tapping like a mug. Talking about, that's not true. I said, really, Tony? It's not true? Ask old boy over here with the 3 kids with the 3 baby mamas when the last time he seen them children.
Black, yeah.
So
he could probably be there, but okay. I'm sorry. The way he was talking about it, he sounded like he don't even like them damn kids he got. But Troy was not ready for love. Okay, Troy getting ganked by Morgan was the funniest shit in the world to me. He really thought he was about to get chose after he told them people that if Marcia was still there, Lyndon can have Morgan. He
Oh,
thought he was
Tony.
still gonna get her. Tony, yeah, he
Yeah,
thought. I
same
said
thing.
Troy, my bad, my notes got messed up. Tony, Troy, y'all all the same. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's just like it's so funny to me. Like he thought he was gonna be able to do all of that and have a relationship with Natasha during the whole taping of the damn show, and he really thought that Morgan was still gonna choose him. I thought that was hilarious, because she ganked the shit out of him, and I was here for it. What did y'all think?
I kind of was here for it, and I kind of was annoyed. Like, I have to say, 10% of me was here for it, and 90% I was like, girl, bye. Only because she vengeful as fuck. You had the entire season to let this man go. She should have let him go a long time ago whenever he said to Lyndon, oh, yeah, those lips. Have you kissed those lips? She going to my bed tonight. All that was disrespectful as hell. Like, he really dogged your ass. So I don't think it really gave what she thought it was gonna give, since she waited till the end and then read him with a Bible verse, because it was given dumb. It was given dumb.
Love is patient.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I ain't been watching
I ain't gonna hold y'all.
Surprised. It's not like we surprised. Okay.
I be trying, but what I can say is that Tony has always been trash. And what disappoints me is I hate that they do this. They let these horrible, first of all, y'all be picking lackluster ass men, number one. And then you allow them to make it to the very end. And it's like you want these women to be out here seeking love, but it's like, it makes me, y'all already think that they not worthy enough based on the men that y'all pick. Like, y'all already don't think much of their worth, is what I'm saying, based on the men that y'all bring to the front.
You saying production or the people?
Production, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like most of the ladies had it going on, but the men just had it going. Like, just.
I think the thing that's so irritating though is, I feel like season after season, there's always this underlying message that the women that they choose are desperate. Almost every single one of them. It's only like one or two, and when they're not, they get sent home early. They need to do a better job. Yeah. And what's the other girl name? Jonique. Yep.
Oh, she's been in love.
Right, but she's saying the type of women who aren't desperate. So she said Corvea, I said Jonique.
Oh yeah, Corvea. She was another one. They had to send her home because she wasn't thirsty. That was so funny. I saw Corvea on the damn Millennium she video the documentary that I came out with. I heard like in a little clip interviewing them back in the day. I said, look at Corvea back in the day. Girl, she just shined up since then. But outside of Tony and Morgan, Mercedes and Mark Anthony broke up. We knew it. We wasn't even seeing them. It was like, child, whatever. And Cynthia chose Anthony. That was cute, but we don't think they're gonna make it. But it was cute. And Andre and Jeffrey and her biblical husband. And I just was like, it's giving delusion. Like, what the
fuck? He chose Jeffrey?
Yes, which is why it's so crazy that on a reunion show, they're going back and forth. Here's the thing. Somebody was like, they would have more they probably didn't have an in-depth conversation before he made that decision. And I'm like, so whose fault is that? Because she told y'all several times that her baby daddies wasn't involved in the kid's life. She said that shit repeatedly. She even had the time to bring the exes and told y'all they not in the kid's life. I'm not fucking with them. So you're not going to see them on here. That's just not going to happen. A relationship ain't like that. So for him to turn around at the reunion show and say, and I'm guessing the reason why the relationship didn't work out was because you have questions about why the kids, dad's not around. It's like, but you chose her knowing that.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think he just wanted to fuck, quite honestly.
Exactly. This is why it's ready to punch and not it's ready to fuck. It's not ready to love.
That's what it is. And that's what happens with the typecast when they had a woman with the big old booty, but they love Jesus. And he just loved the big old booty and he thought the Jesus part was cool and forgot about the kids. Nah.
How did y'all feel about Mercedes not picking what's his name, Mark Anthony? A lot of people said they were glad she chose herself. Yeah.
I was glad, but I was also feeling like, why are y'all here? Like,
That's me.
I don't feel no feelings for either one of them individually, together. It was like, in my mind, I was trying to make it make sense as to why they lasted so long. And I'm like, this must have been a couple where production was like, hey, people leaving left and right. Or, we got to make it 3 couples in the ending. So can y'all just stay? And they agreed to stay.
I could see that.
That's what it's giving, because it ain't giving real. It ain't giving real at all.
I think production's tired. A lot of people have
They're
been
overworking the
saying
shit out them people.
in the yard. A lot of people have been saying Love and Marriage Huntsville they're tired of, and that they don't give the show a break or whatever. They don't let people miss it. And I'm like, girl, that's how I feel about Ready to Love though. And I'm sure production, they just don't give a damn. They tired.
Ready to Love, Married at First Sight.
Oh, girl.
Child.
review. They be like,
Married.
whoa, shit.
Yeah.
For real. It's too much. Like, listen, we gonna get to it, because y'all need to be happy that Jami watches Love is Blind, because if Jami didn't watch Love is Blind, we wouldn't be reviewing it like today. Cause it's boring to me, and I feel like if Necey not reviewing the show, I know she probably not watching it like that.
Oh, I watch it.
You watch it?
Mm-hmm.
I watch every show, even if I don't review. I watch a bunch of shows I don't review.
No, I think you would be into that one specifically because it was like, girl, when did it happen? And then it was like 8 episodes, and it was like, it happened so quickly. That's what I really
love it. I asked y'all about it last week, and that's when I found out Jami watched it, but you didn't watch it.
Y'all made me watch it, and then everybody commenting, Bondy, you gonna love it. I was like, oh, I tried and I was bored, especially when they be in the pods. I'm the girl that fell asleep. Like I am in that bitch knocked out. I don't want to do it.
Damn.
But you know what? I'm glad y'all brought it up, because we ain't got to talk about Ready to Love no more. Let's go ahead and switch gears. And since we brought it up, we might as well go ahead and get into Love is Blind. Hit the people go right here. Girl, let me tell you, the only thing I paid, and this is how you know I don't care. This is my show. Child, I don't know the people. Yeah, Tiffany. Tiffany fell asleep. That's her. Okay, she in the front with the blue on her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Her and her man, Brett, are the cutest little black couple. We don't know if it's real, but they cute. They cute, and they're the only ones that's probably gonna make it. But
what are you thinking, Jami?
I like them a lot. But her apprehension, like remember when he took those photos of her?
Yeah.
And she walked in and everything was beautiful, but then it seems like, I guess, like she had an issue with her family not understanding their process or accepting something. And I was like, Lord, Tiffany, you're not going to bring us this far to get to the aisle and say you're not going to marry this man. I would be so pissed, because I really feel like Brett is a catch.
He is.
Right. I need to put him on somebody if you want to play Tiffany.
He's got a good demeanor. He gives smart but not lame. I like his energy. He has dimples, you know what I'm saying? He has lyric mouth. It's all good. But I'ma just keep it a buck. It's too good to be true. I'ma just be real, y'all. I'm sorry. It's too good to be true. You know what? I'll wait. But usually when shows are like this, and they, with the exception of that first season.
That's what I was about to bring up too.
That's the only time. That's the only time. And I want this to work for them. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if we get to decision day and you decide that you're not marrying somebody after you brought your funky ass on this show, knowing you ain't know nobody, and your people wasn't probably gonna be okay with it, I'm tired of everybody. Which brings me to Kwame and Chelsea. Kwame. I don't know what type of white girl you wanted, but I feel like you didn't get the white girl you wanted. You wanted a white girl, yes, but you didn't want the white girl you got. And Chelsea, I feel bad for Chelsea, but I also feel like, Chelsea, you deserve this on some level, because you can't see him. He not really that into you like that. Like, I ain't never in my life, had a situation where there's some covered strawberries and a nigga acting like he don't want me to put it in his mouth. Then what are we talking for then? Okay, it's chocolate covered strawberries. We shopping. Put it in your mouth. Like, what's the problem? And that's when I was like, you know what? He don't like nobody. He one of them insecure ass men. He don't like nobody. I bet you black women are so
Oh yeah.
difficult, and black women this and black women that. And then you go get with Chelsea, and then you gonna find a way to complain about Chelsea too, talking about my family. It's just my family. I don't want to just, disregard my mom's feelings. I don't want to throw her opinion away. She raised me all these years. Sir, I haven't even heard your mama voice on the fucking phone. I don't even believe your people know about this. I don't believe nothing that you saying. I don't believe your people really would have an issue. Honestly, they probably would be happy that you was gonna come home, girl. Keep it a buck.
Low key, I didn't like his sister either. His sister was sweet, but something in my gut told me that she was fake as hell too. Whenever she went to Chelsea dressing room on the wedding day and was like, "We're all here for you. You look beautiful. We're here for you." And it's like, oh my gosh, girl, Okay, did it make perfect sense to y'all whenever he said that he was not Black American?
When did he say that?
When he went to go meet Chelsea's family, he said that he grew up in Ghana.
Yeah.
Oh,
it made perfect sense to me because whenever he was first introduced to us, I knew that he didn't identify as Black like Black American people do. So I was like,
Which is so funny because I don't know what y'all think y'all are, but y'all are just us, not as many generations removed. I hate that y'all do that. Like, an African American is literally a person of African descent that now lives in America. So when you bring your ass from Ghana, which is in Africa, and live in America, what exactly would you like to be called, sir?
I think it's a cultural difference, though. Like, especially whenever you get people from out of the country who move to America, they think that they know, like, the American way. You come here, you work hard and XYZ, and they don't really acknowledge, like, the Black experience that people who have ancestry from slavery has. So that's what I saw in Kwame, down to the way that he cackles, trying to, be less intimidating. It's just, And I really don't think that he wants Chelsea because Chelsea likes him too much. But Chelsea was also giving me the white girl from Get Out, where she's like making him. Yes, like it's giving. This man. She wants some Black kids. I really think so. I think it could have been any Black man, but she just wants somebody to fit into her life somehow. It's tragic. Hate to see it.
I think that for some white women. Oh my bad. I was gonna say for some white women, I think them being with a Black man makes them feel less guilty about their white privilege or something. Like, oh, this makes me feel less guilty. This makes me feel cool,
culture.
Yeah, and they also probably feel like he gonna tear that ass up, and that's another thing that they can hang over the white homegirl's head. Like, at least he's tearing that ass up.
Yeah, that's why they did the damn photo shoot, that cringy ass photo shoot in the bed.
Oh, yeah. It was like, giving, that was horrible.
Look at my Black man.
Black man. Black man.
It was horrible. I cannot stand Kwame. I don't like anything about him. But I must say, Chelsea kind of had me sleek, leaning on his side. My feet was still on her side, but my body was tilting a little bit because Chelsea, you do too fucking much. Like, you just do. What I could not stand was the fakeness. She was hyping up to her friends. Oh my God. And Kwame, oh my God, he loves the dog. Like, oh my God, he's this, he's that. Like, I think we have the perfect love. And I'm like, why are you so gullible and stupid as hell? Like, you too big and grown to not know what's going on. Like, this man is not that into you. He literally just played you on y'all pre-honeymoon or whatever you had going on, and you over here just overhyping, overselling. She did it so much and trying to fit into his life and wanting him to relocate and move to where she's at and all this and that. She did it so much that it honestly made me question, is she acting? And is she gonna be the one to get to the altar and tell his ass no? I'm wondering.
I think she's truly crazy.
I can see that. But I also think Kwame is crazy because ain't no way y'all finna get me to believe that nigga was on the phone with his mama. Because let me tell you, the way they shot that, they only shot it from this angle and the side. I say, baby, we usually put people on speaker, or I at least would see the earpiece. And in this case, we need to hear her on speaker.
Or
so
you see
I
the
feel
text.
like it was fake. Thank you. And I also feel like his sister and brother wasn't his sister and brother. I feel like everything Kwame brings to the front
was his sister and brother. Fake. That was his sister and brother. They had the same face.
Oh,
the brother was fine though. The brother was fine though.
Not
The
they have
sister
the
definitely
same.
had the same nose. I thought I was the only one that noticed it.
I said the same face, but yeah.
You don't have to say it. I'll say it for you.
Mhm.
So besides Kwame and Chelsea, we also have Bliss and Zach. Baby, first of all, we had Zach and Irina first. Okay. Zach chose this butterface girl, and she was mean because she a butterface. And I don't know if y'all know, but like, girl, you know how I feel like with black women, if they feel like they not that cute, sometimes they might have a better personality. But white women, I feel like if they ugly, they know they gotta be mean about it.
Mm.
And that's the vibe I was getting from Irina. So she was like a real bitch when they were in the pods. Like, I hated that moment when Bliss made Zach cupcakes for his birthday, and she was like trying to ask her, "Oh, can I take one of them?" No, bitch, you can't take nothing I got over here to try to copy off me. You ain't even remember it was that man's birthday. And then she went into the pod and spent the whole time talking about Bliss. Zach then turns around and still chooses Irina over Bliss. When they see each other, she doesn't like his Joker like smile that he has there. He's always kind of like bending his head down forward while he's looking at you, and it kind of creeps you out a bit. Yeah, he does that. And Irina noticed it. And so she kept mentioning it. And we could tell
Like
she
a
wasn't
cartoon
really
character
into him. Yes.
or a
That's
property
what he
brother.
looked like. He looked like the Riddler or one of the like, one of the Batman villains in the cartoon. Like the
They
one
said
that's
He
he
looked
always
looked
like
like
he's
one of
supposed to
the
be on.
property brothers.
he
He
does look like
do,
Property Brothers. He
but he
does.
also looked like he should be on Doug, that cartoon.
Da, da,
Oh
da,
my.
da, da,
He
da,
looked
Y'all
like
know,
that.
da,
I think
da.
Irina brought so much attention to him looking at her because of her scars in her face.
Oh, you're right.
And I think that was an insecurity for her, and I also think that insecurity has a lot to do with how she's navigated the world, needing to be so tough that she turned into a mean girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what was going on with her. But
It was. It was
Bliss
bad.
tried to tell him, like, you shouldn't have chose her
She did.
ass.
I
Stupid.
wanted to ask y'all, when it came to Zach's whole background was that he grew up not having a lot. His mom was a stripper, but worked as hard as she could to, help him get to where he is, which is a lawyer now. And he felt like because he came from a single parent household and went through a lot of struggle, that he wouldn't be accepted by Bliss family. Whereas with Irina, he felt more comfortable. I don't know Irina's backstory, but it was just a question that popped up in my mind. I didn't have no inkling of knowing or guessing. But do y'all think that Zach felt more comfortable with Irina knowing that she was white and that Bliss, to me, Bliss is given black, but on Instagram, she said that she's black, white, Persian, and Mexican. So do y'all think that was some of his hesitancy?
No, I think production chose for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really do. I feel like production chose for him just to keep this bitch on the show, to keep up the antics, because she was the only one that was willing to do the BS. Remember how the girl was crying behind the kitchen counter and she went and leaned over there and then ran back and told Micah what was going on and all this? Like, she was there for TV. He realized he picked the wrong person, and I feel like production got what they needed. And now let's go ahead and see if Bliss is interested in you and let us follow this story, because they don't really do that. Once somebody made a bad decision, that's not who they want to be with, they leave the island and they go on about their business.
Mm-hmm.
I think last year or year before last, it may have been like one meetup and that was it. But this was like a meetup and then another meetup and then let's meet up, let's get proposed. Like, I feel like production had a hand in it.
Yeah,
And I
that
want
makes
Bliss
sense.
to kind of stop bringing it up. Like, I understand that she feels a way that it happened and that she wants to talk about it, because obviously she hasn't gotten all her feelings out. But now you got to a place where you accepted this proposal. So how long you going to be bringing it up that he did that? Because at the end of the day, the fact that even with him doing that, you still took the ring and
I don't
ready
think
to
she
move
gonna be able to
forward.
marry him. She
I
ain't
feel
gonna be able
like,
to get over it, like you saying.
yes, I think that may be the deciding factor. It's not going to be that raggedy ass daddy though, but I think that could be the decision for her.
The daddy killed me because I was like, sir, you look like you sitting next to the person that you cheated on this lady mama with before.
Yes, and I
Is
was
that what
wondering
it
who
looked
the
like?
fuck she was.
Yeah, it was given. I'm the stepmom, but I probably also was the side chick before he left their parents, their mama. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I was like, why he giving all of this judgment? And you've been married more than once, and the lady that you sitting there next to like exotic in comparison, because the daddy looks Persian,
Right.
but the woman who was sitting next to him looked like some type of Hispanic or Latin mixture. And so that's why I was looking at him like, so you got the audacity to really be sitting up here being so judgmental about this situation when it looked like you pick wives based on who's easiest to deal with. Like, sir, get out of here.
Mhm.
Y'all know how them old men be looking. So Bliss and Zach, I don't know if they're gonna make it. They didn't see it for Zach. I wouldn't have saw it for Zach either. How you gonna choose my daughter second? Fuck out of
True.
here.
And then one other
But
thing I
she
wanted to say.
accepted second. So
She
he
did, and that's her mistake. But you know what? That probably got something to do with that daddy.
Ooh. Yeah.
I'm just
The
saying.
difference between these new seasons and the old seasons, because I saw somebody in the comments say that Bliss is multiracial, he didn't see her, is in season 1, I feel like they respected not asking what each other looked like. But in these new seasons, they'll literally ask like, well, how tall are you? What do you like to do? What's your culture? You pretty much know what somebody look like.
Mm-hmm.
You get a feel. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, the next couple, Jacquelina and Marshall, and back in the back, Josh D. You can't
Can we
see.
go to Micah now? Because they ain't got shit going on.
Okay, we can go to Micah and Paul. They ain't got nothing going on. Wasn't Micah supposed to go with Kwame, and then she ended up choosing Paul over Kwame, and he cried about it?
Yep.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
a hoe.
And played Amanda in the
And
process.
then, right. Then Irina wanted to talk to Paul. Micah had to go back and confront her about that. And she said she'll never do that again. I wouldn't trust that hoe. And then she got another best friend that's trash, don't like Paul, but ain't got no reason to not like him. She just single as hell and probably want her homegirl to be single too. And that's just
Probably.
that on them.
Okay. So, and we don't want to talk about Jacqueline and Marshall?
No, we do. We do. I
That's
feel
what
like
we
they was
need to talk
juicy.
Okay,
So
about.
I
we're
was
gonna
like,
end
we
on
need to say
them.
I feel like they juicy.
Right.
Okay. Okay, let's end on them. So basically what had happened was at first it seemed like she was messing with Josh D and Marshall. And Josh D was like, if you don't choose me, I'ma leave. And like Jamie said, it seemed like that's what you supposed to do on this show. So what you was really all that upset about because you was expected to leave anyway if you didn't get chose. I don't know. But anyway. So that made her feel pressure. And so Marshall gets all like big in the chest. He goes back into the men's area and everything. He's like, I don't know who it is, but I'm not taking this shit. She's gonna be with me. You know what I'm saying? It was like very, very like, sir. Like, sir, come on, calm down. You ain't finna do nothing. Josh was kind of giving, he was giving a little energy. I ain't gonna lie. I understand Jacqueline's choice, but I also feel like I would have chose Josh off rip instead of playing with Marshall's feelings like that. But anyway, she ended up choosing Marshall. Marshall proposes. She played with Marshall feelings. Like it was always an issue, it was always a problem. She's bursting into tears and shit, crying, and he's trying to make her feel better. And I'm like, nigga, stop trying to comfort her. She crying because she don't like you. Okay, she chose you and she don't like you and she feel like she made a mistake and she knows she gonna make herself look bad, so she crying about it. Okay, so just take the hint and bad back. But he ain't do that. He kept trying to be supportive and shit. And so then we get to the day where they supposed to go and try on tuxes and wedding dresses, and this bitch don't show up because she meeting with Josh D. Now I know she said online she talked to Josh D beforehand, but either way, Marshall's ass showed up to try on a tuxedo and didn't find out until that day that you weren't, going to try on your wedding dress. So miss me with the he didn't get played. He did. He got played. You played with him, and then you ain't want to give him the ring back. Sitting up there talking about, no, I'm not gonna give you the ring back, bitch. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. Get that man the ring back. You ain't shit for that. Anyway, she said she don't know if she gonna marry Josh or not, but word on the curb is that they out here dating and that they might have been dating even before they came into the pods. Who knows, girl? I don't know. What do you guys think?
Trash.
That's fuck.
I think that she's toxic and she wants somebody to play them games with her. I think Marshall is somebody who's in love with love, and he was convincing himself along the way that he was going to do whatever it took, because He said he's a poet. He used to write poetry or something like that. So I think in his mind, he just thought it was gonna be a love story. Like, let me step up to the plate and be who she need me to be. But she don't want somebody respectable. She don't. Now Josh was giving fuckboy to me. I really don't know much about the man. Besides he showed up to Chelsea party uninvited. I'm putting that in air quotes because we know production invited him there. And he was drunk. And I don't know. I think they go together, and that's who she should have chose. Not because I think he the better pick, but because she trash and he trash too.
I think that's a great point. Jackie definitely got on my damn nerves. I couldn't understand about all the crying, but I appreciated Marshall being there for her. Jackie, she just loved toxic love. Like that's just what she likes. Like creating arguments with this man so he could run behind you and like that. Like she just wasn't ready for the type of guy that Marshall is. And I mean, I'm with Necey. Like you got exactly what it is you deserve, which is Josh, and he definitely gonna play you out because he is giving F-boy energy. And when he met you for the first time, he was drunk. He didn't even take into consideration that this is his first time meeting you, so he probably would want to be sober, right?
But breath smelling also, hot, like
he
alcohol.
was all up on her. Did you catch that? Which made me think, girl, this must not be your first time linking up. In all honesty, that's how I felt like she probably had been talking to him throughout the whole process with Marshall. But yeah, that's what you get, Jackie, going over there and do your thing, and we'll learn about it in a few months about how you and Josh not together and how he played you out.
Y'all see she going around saying she thought Marshall was gay?
Yes, I saw that. And it's the fact that your friend in the text messages leaked what you were saying about him. So now you got to question the friends that you got. And then you saying that mess about that man. Like,
and that's crazy that she wants somebody who's like feeding into that toxic masculinity. Because what about it made you think he was gay? Like, yeah, I did hear about that too. I heard about that too.
Who got the hurt?
They said that people were saying that whenever Jacqueline and Marshall got into it, and the reason why they hadn't had sex was because allegedly she had it.
She?
Yeah, that's what people were saying.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was actually proof of that. But people were just saying it. I wonder if people were saying it to get ahead because they knew that she was gonna fuck Marshall over, and they probably was mad about that. But who knows?
Wow.
Well, it's sad, but it's okay. People live with herpes every day, son. It's okay. She'll be all right.
I mean, people trying to put it on Usher, so.
And not even just that. All of the girls in that R. Kelly trial, bro. All them girls got it. And at least 2 or 3 of them was pregnant. I was like, well, somebody won't fuck them. So, y'all should get over this whole taboo of STDs. Stop treating people bad because they get STDs. But yeah, no, that is tough. With that being said, girl, we're gonna go ahead and move on. But before we move on, it's 752 people in here, and like that's cute or whatever. But y'all can share my video and tell people we live right now, and y'all can also like the video. That would be cute. Okay, so listen, we ain't fitting to be here all motherfucking day with y'all with this. Okay? Shout out to Jami because his graphic is cute as fuck. Okay. But look, to me, the main thing going on this show right now is Portia and Giselle versus Candace and Leah. And everybody else is a minion to fit in between the two. Okay, you either on Portia and Giselle's side, Miami girls, because you don't want no smoke. Okay, you Heather, you a fan, you just happy to be here, bitch. Whitney, you don't know what's going on, but you just want everyone to know how much of a liar Heather is. And so, but besides that, we like you, Whitney. But you could lay off Heather a little bit, just a little bit, because ultimately you on bullshit too. calling motherfucking Lisa Barlow on the phone, talking about Heather with Lisa
Right.
Barlow on the phone and shit. And I'm just kind of like, what you? So you think y'all gonna be cool after this? You think y'all gonna be friends after this, bitch? When she find out that you calling the arch nemesis and shit to cackle about her while y'all on the trip, poor Pepsi. I feel bad for Pepsi. Okay, out of everybody here, I feel bad for poor Pepsi. Y'all got that man crying over $100 bottle of motherfucking tequila. Okay, it's just sad. It's so sad. Giselle, Candace told House of Armand.
House of Aaron.
I'm sorry, y'all. Too many A's. Aaron, thank you for correcting me. House of Aaron, because I want to make sure y'all give him his go watch and all of that, and give him his follow and all of that. But he did an interview with Candace because she don't want to interview with us. And it's my fault. I know it's my fault. She don't want to interview with us. Candace, I'm sorry. Please stop being mad at me. Okay.
Oh,
I'm
I was
so
about to say, why is
sorry.
it your fault? Oh, I forgot. Okay.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
stop
season
being
5.
mad at me. Please.
Season 5.
I mean, I don't take back shit I said, but I love you. Please stop being mad at me and come talk to us. Okay. But she did a really good interview with House of Aaron. And she told us that Giselle accused of blackness. Okay, and y'all know I don't give a fuck about that, but I'm saying it because it's pertinent to the story.
She accused what?
He was a black man, and she accused him
Oh,
of
okay.
stealing her cell phone. All whilst her cell phone was in her room. Just like on this episode, she accusing Candace of stealing a bottle of tequila. It's real, Karen. It's real racism. It's real racism. And in this episode, she had the audacity. Okay, she had the unmitigated motherfucking gall to think she was gonna show somebody how to second line. I say, ma'am, what is this and where did you get this from? Give this back to the white people you saw it from. Give it back to them, because that ain't got nothing to do with the second line that we do. That was just disrespectful. That's what people do after their weddings and stuff. That's what the rich white people that live down here, they do that after their weddings, and at the funerals they gonna throw up the little handkerchief and their little umbrella and they gonna walk down the streets to a B, bitch. That's what they gonna do. But the real second line that she's supposed to know about ain't had nothing to do with what she showed y'all. So I was just really upset as a New Orleanian myself. And I mentioned it because it bothers me, but she made it a point to mention being a Creole queen. Yet you're going to ignore the colorism shit on Real Housewives of Potomac. And let me make y'all understand something. To be Creole in New Orleans, or to be from New Orleans and understand the culture of being Creole, is to understand it's a differentiation from just being black. So you're a little bit better. So what does that remind y'all of? Colorism, anybody? Light skin means
I
I'm
wasn't
better?
surprised at all.
So,
That was actually the first time I started hearing her refer to herself as Creole, though. On Potomac, I don't remember her saying Creole at all.
I don't either.
y'all know
Maybe
she
when she
pulls
got it
stuff
from
out
them
when
white
it suits
people.
her. Or Portia, who swear that she's Nigerian.
Oh, girl. Talking about that's why she got the butt like that. Girl.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I was like, girl, what? She crazy.
Somebody get Jesus on the main line.
Not the main one. I wonder who got her little whatever container. I feel like it's probably Leah or Heather. Heather strikes me as a person that will play too much like that.
No, they
Yeah.
showed it. Y'all didn't see it?
I
They
haven't seen the episode yet.
the production people showed that the bottle was on the bar. It was like at the top of the bar or
Oh
something like that.
wow.
And they showed the little arrow, the tequila bottle. But it's like on a high up shelf. And I'm
I wonder
guessing,
how Giselle looking and feeling now.
I don't know, but no, she's not gonna feel anyways about it with her disgusting ass, because just like they proved her wrong over and over again on Potomac about Chris, she still wanted somebody to be at fault for it. And Portia, can we talk about Portia? Portia, Leah hasn't done anything to you. I know Leah is giving y'all straight white woman, but it annoys me that Portia even has an issue with Leah, because you are the white woman of black women. Okay, you are the damsel in distress play dumb. Oh my god! Oh my god! What? Like you do the same shit. You play your shit up too. So I don't know why you this upset about Leah. Oh, why? Because the white lady gets to give white fragility, which tops your bouncy, juicy black girl. Oh my God thing. See, you get to win over the black girls with that because all the black girls, they act regular. And regular black girls don't always do this. Our voices be down here somewhere. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so
Yep.
up against Leah, I think she feels like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I can't really compete with the
Correct.
femininity of the white woman that's gonna pass out in the heat in Thailand. So I'm gonna call her, I'm gonna call her a victim. Even when I feel like Leah may be annoying, but to me, Leah was only annoying like one time, and that was at the table when she kept saying how bored she was with Alexia. Besides that,
Yeah.
hadn't really done anything else for me to be bothered by.
Right.
Like Candace said, yeah, she really did.
I
And what I
like
did
Leah.
like,
She be direct for the most part. And I think Portia cannot take direct people. It's just that's why she had issues with Kenya. That's why she got issues with Candace. Portia likes to laugh and play in your damn face and act clueless, okay? And throw shade that you may catch at a later time. But she don't like when people just straight shoot at her. That's what I think her issue. I can't even say that's her issue with Leah because she really started with her out the gate. Leah was being honest. I'm bored.
Honestly, when she said that Alexia repeats the same thing over and over again, like she reading a script, I was like, she probably is doing
she
that
didn't
shit.
lie.
No, she didn't. Necey, what you was gonna say?
I was saying I like that Leah ain't trying to follow Portia like everybody else is doing. Like literally everybody in their mama is up Portia's ass, Giselle included. And it's kind of just disgusting me because it's just crazy to see the tables turn or see Portia being looked at as a veteran like that. When if you watch Atlanta, you kind of consider her like a newbie if you watch the whole thing, or like because she's the youngest one. So you would see Portia, I guess, chase after the OGs like that. So it's just weird to see. But I like how Leah kind of like, I don't really give a fuck who you are.
Without you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. I honestly, so there are moments when I like Portia because Portia gonna do something goofy and funny, like the elephant while they playing, wearing the elephant suits while they was playing volleyball was super funny, cute shit. But ultimately, the thing that aggravated me with her is that she really keeps talking about Candace and acts as if Candace is obsessed with her. And Candace really don't even be talking about her like that. But every time she gets in that fucking van, she's talking about Candace. And then had the audacity this episode to say that if she and Giselle were to confront her, she'd say it's bullying. I'm like, if y'all gonna team up on her, that's exactly what the fuck it is. Are you confused or something? Are you dumb?
Right.
What's wrong? Are you okay? Like, the bubbly shit, like, I know you be playing stupid, so now is as juicy and all that as you are. I can't deal with you feigning ignorance. Like, at the end of
Nah.
the day, you didn't act them girls on purpose. Like,
I hate how she was just saying to Candace, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Like, damn, Candace, just throw hands, okay? You ain't gotta explain yourself. No, low key, because Portia, she just feeling herself a little bit too much for me, and I just really do not like that. I don't like Portia anymore ever since she got her own show. I won't even say that I stopped liking Portia whenever she got with that lady husband. It wasn't that for me. It was when you got your own show and you showed your ass.
Well, I think Portia acts the way that she does because of the fans. Portia, one of the first things she said when she got there was, why is everybody tagging me on Twitter or adding me on Twitter saying me and Candace gonna get into it?
Yes,
Why?
she did.
So I feel like that's why, because it's like y'all already, if they're doing that, then that's them showing Portia what they want to see. So now Portia knows what to do in order to make it like more entertaining. And so that's why I feel like she be coming at her and stuff.
So another thing that annoyed me was when Candace confronted Portia about saying on their little show, that the reason why she sued Monique was so she can get the down payment for her house.
Yeah.
She was upset about that. She's confronting Portia about it. And Giselle starts to go off about how that's bullshit because I defended you. Bitch, I'm not talking to you. I'm so confused as to why, because you defended me, I can't still check Portia's ass. I'm confused.
Correct. And knowing the real reason why she sat up there and defended Candace was because she didn't care for Monique. Everybody knows this. But she had to be a part of the conversation because she is Portia's honorary sidekick.
Which is so sad. Like, that's how you know she really is a weak personality, because as soon as a strong personality steps in the room, you all of a sudden are Gretchen Wieners trying to make fetch happen. Especially with this tequila shit. Like, her going around telling the production people, search her room. Did y'all hear me? I need somebody's gonna take this seriously. Like, girl.
Oh, she said all that.
Oh, yes. Pepsi was crying at the end of the day because, and shout out to Erica De Niro, because she made me realize this, that if they don't blame one of the cast members, they're going to blame the people that work there for stealing the bottle. So he probably was like even more so scared and upset, because it's like, if none of them took it, then they're going to think it's one of us. And this is not going to look good on us. And then also I heard in Thailand, like, that's a huge offense to steal from someone.
Yeah.
So, you know, they don't want that to be said about them in any way at that resort. And she's throwing that word around. She also said when she was getting a massage that in Thailand, they like to massage your coochie. And Portia was like,
I'm so glad you said that.
Yes. And Portia was like, girl, what? When they did that?
They didn't see basketball. And how the happy endings was a problem.
Girl. To me, she's so fucking dangerous. Like, that's so dangerous to like say those types of things about, oh, somebody touched coochie, somebody stole from you, somebody was trying to get you in a hotel room and take advantage of you the way she did with Chris. Like, it's just,
I don't like Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. It really exposes how fried majority of these women are. Because you see how different they are on their show when they get to pop shit off and then cut scene and then go home, versus how they literally just be sucking ass to get where they need to get when they can't leave the resort. And it just, I don't know. A lot of them, it's real weak.
Did you hear Giselle say that Candace is normally not the one that initiates things? She just responds. I'm like,
yep. So you know that. That was a producer, backstage tea that she actually said. So that's why you provoke. I was like,
But then gonna sit at the table and say Candace knows why people come at her on Twitter and social media. It's because she start things. But then you say something completely different in the confessional. So which one is it? So you were producing that time, but then you said the real in the confessional. But I have a question. That's about Real Housewives, but not Ultimate Girls Trip. I don't know if we were we going to talk about this later, Bondy? Love B. Scott?
We were not. I forgot about it. I'm glad you brought it up. Go ahead, girl.
I just want to know if y'all agree with him when he said Andy Cohen should not be hosting
any more reunion shows. Would you like me to play it?
Heard.
Yeah, if you have the audio, yeah.
Because I'm not aware.
And I wasn't sure if Love B. Scott was referring to just, Potomac and Atlanta. It sounded like it was all of them.
Shows.
Talk that talk.
He does not have the cultural relevance. And it's not me being disrespectful to Andy Cohen, but you can't use your white privilege to sit there and talk down to people who need that job, especially Black women.
Okay.
Because he doesn't have you can't finesse our culture. Either you're a part of it or you're not.
And Andy can choose not to make that decision because he's an executive producer. All of that.
Absolutely.
So B. Scott should be hosting the reunion show.
Yes.
Okay.
No one has extensive, history with the Housewives as I do.
It doesn't have to or something.
And to be honest, why are we letting the chopper fly? Andy Cohen does not need to be hosting the reunions for Black shows.
Talk that talk.
He does not have the cultural relevance. And it's not me being disrespectful to Andy Cohen, but you can't use your white privilege to sit there and talk down to people who need that job, especially Black women.
Okay.
because he doesn't have
I
the
agree.
finesse. You can't finesse our culture. Either you're a part of it or you're not.
And Andy can.
So I'm gonna just say this upon reading some of the comments and stuff. Even though I feel like you really just trying to get yourself this hosting gig, talking about nobody else has this extensive relationship with the housewives, child, it don't even matter. We don't need you to have an extensive relationship. We need you to be able to ask these questions and be impartial and hold people to the carpet, like, you know, hold people accountable in that seat. That's what we need. And we need people that understand the nuance of a black cat. So I think that Andy should host the Black Housewives shows, because I feel like, especially on Potomac, maybe not as much on Atlanta, but it kind of feels that way too. Amongst the Caucasian people, you understand their culture. It doesn't feel like a person that is so out of touch and, you know, kind of ignorant of the people he's talking to, or their culture, their semantics, how they talk to one another. Like, nobody should have to explain certain things to you during the reunion show for you to understand as a white guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's no disrespect to Andy, because I feel like he did really good in his last reunion show with Potomac.
Yeah.
Still feel like you had to step out because you couldn't be the person to have that conversation about colorism. That's going to persist on that show because you haven't fired anybody. So the next reunion show, we're probably going to continue to have some of these same conversations that you won't be able to have the conversation because you don't have the language, you don't have the cultural context to have some of these conversations. So I do feel like there should be a switch up and somebody else should be brought in to host some of the reunion shows. If you still want to do Jersey, you still want to do whatever other, you know, Beverly Hills, the, you know, the other like Caucasian franchises that are really big, you know, and then to make it not be so obvious, you know, for a lot, you know, maybe Miami, y'all get somebody else, you know what I'm saying, like a Perez Hilton or somebody, you know what I mean, like spread it out a little bit, you know. But I do feel like Andy doesn't need to be the person hosting all of them. And lastly, just this other thing, because he's the executive producer. So if he doesn't do a good job, I feel like it doesn't matter as much. Whereas if they were to be hiring out, the person would have to know what was going on. And you know what I'm saying? Like Andy gets to like not really know sometimes.
Yeah, because ain't nothing like having a host that don't really watch the show like that. I do think Andy is going to continue to host the reunions because so many people want him not to. I feel like he's going to continue to do it. But I think the same way he brought in Nicki Minaj to host, I think he should likely do that, you know, for not just the black shows, but really all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just get somebody else to come in that watches the show that will ask the questions that you may not feel comfortable asking or grilling or whatever the case is.
Oh, they could get Rihanna one year. We know how much Rihanna loves.
Oh yeah.
That would be like for Rihanna, because I feel like since Nicki did it, Rihanna can come in. Yeah.
I don't see Rihanna keeping it a book though, because it's like, do y'all
Really?
do y'all want celebrities hosting, or do y'all want like people to ask the hard questions?
I think she would. She might be the only celebrity that would ask the hard question because she don't give a fuck. She might be the only, and y'all know she already be online telling y'all she don't give a fuck sometimes when she, you know, kind of talk about the shows and stuff. Maybe not her. That's too big of a star. But
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj is big.
Because I'm gonna tell you why I say that, because Nicki had already done American Idol. She had already kind of sat there behind, you know, a microphone with a place card. Like she kind of had already done jobs like that. And I also feel like Rihanna and Nicki are kind of a little different at this point. Maybe not in 2007, but like now it's a little different.
What about Amanda Seales?
No,
I wouldn't want to see it.
No, I love Amanda, but no, we need somebody that's going to toe the line a little bit more. Like Amanda's gonna like gut punch everybody. Like I feel like there not gonna be any soft questions. Nothing's gonna be fun and cute if Nina sits down with Potomac. I'm sorry, not Nina. If Amanda sits down with, I keep saying Nina Parker, so that's why I said Nina. But
I
Nina
feel
Parker's
like it would be awesome.
Yeah,
because the education that Amanda would
For
give
the
to
colorism segment, but for the rest of the bullshit, I don't think she would like give a fuck
Yeah.
enough about some of this stuff, you know?
I think Nina would be good though. Nina Parker would be
Oh,
she
Kiki
would be
Palmer.
good.
Kiki Palmer would be
I
amazing.
Not
don't
for
know
that
if she
What?
would.
setting.
Nah.
She is so
Nah,
messy.
not
Do
for
y'all?
that.
How could y'all feel? Do y'all not remember when
Love
she
some
got?
Kiki down.
She
You
got
talking about Wendy
Wendy.
Williams?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like she would, because she would be able to keep it nice, nasty. She would be able, all right, then, girl, I'll play right back with you now. Let's keep it cute security, you know, and then she'll say a joke. She'll like, I feel like she'll be a consummate professional. So she gonna know what's going on. She gonna be like, hold up now, Karen girl, because the people on the street said da 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 da.
Should
Like,
it be a woman?
She would. The gag
Does it have to
is
be a woman?
she would do that.
yeah. What you say, Jamie?
I said, does it have to be a woman?
It doesn't, but I would prefer a woman just because, like, I low-key get tired of men heading some of these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, can it not be a woman for God's sakes? Like, there's you since Mona and Nina, like Love and Hip Hop was the last time, but like between Carlos and Andy, it is a sausage fest when it comes to these
Ooh.
reunions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Honestly.
gosh.
Shit, they got me low-key missing. Tammy would be a good choice, but I feel we don't want to be on here with y'all with this bullshit.
Timmy would very
Yeah.
well want to be on there.
You think so?
I don't think.
Yeah, then remember she told us she had to hold on one second. She had
Oh, she would want to be on the show as hosting. I was like, I don't know if she would want to like come in and play like referee with these shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking. But on the show, yeah. But like to host it, Claudia can't come host this either. Like nobody that could potentially be a housewife,
Definitely
I
not
believe,
Claudia.
can come and host. Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he should do like Jamie said. I still
John
think Andy.
Sally, go to hell.
Who was that?
Somebody said John Sally because he used to do the Basketball Wives one. You
Oh.
a basketball player.
Oh,
Also
okay. I think Andy should continue to host, but I think that he should bring somebody in for certain segments, for all the shows.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Jamie. Okay, so with that being said, there wasn't nothing else going on Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. So from there, we can move on to the queens of R&B. Where is that? I thought you gave me a cute one. I feel like you gave me a cute
I
one,
did.
Jamie.
I thought I dropped it in the thing.
No,
Let me
you
double check.
probably did, but you know when I switched over, you know how when you be trying to grab everything all at one time and it doesn't go over all at one time?
Yeah.
Hold up, let me see because I'm blind. Goodness gracious. Well, can you guys do us a favor while we're here and like the video? Just like the video. I don't want to play the music. Like the video. Don't make me do all of that. First of all, I'm laughing at how good B Scott looks. Like, geez Louise.
For sure.
It's the skin for me.
Yeah, look good. Still don't want you to host 3.
No, we're okay. We're okay. Damn, I don't see it. Ugh, here we go. No, I do not see it. Okay, I'm gonna have to get it up out of the spot or whatever. Okay, we can start talking about it either way though. I'll put this one up until I get the cute one that you made. Okay, so Queens of R&B. Girl, it was the finale episode, and we are all so happy to be done with the back and forth of it all. Okay, so did y'all watch the end when they did the performance?
Yes.
So when they did Understanding, like, I just want y'all honest opinion. Did y'all really feel like it was that bad that Understanding went last?
I did.
Okay. No, I'm here for it. Talk to me.
I don't know. Week for me definitely should have ended it. It just felt out of place to me. Understanding is a good song, but I don't think it should have went last. I don't. It kind of felt like, I don't know, Week to me just had a finale feel to it. Like, woo, that's my song. All right, cool. And then when they came back on with Understanding, it was kind of like, oh, damn, it's not over yet.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain because I agree with what Necey is saying. Like the melodies are just so different, and I just feel like although they're both slow songs, I feel like Weak is like much more a softer song. I can't even explain it, but it just the timing would have been much better to me if Weak would have been the finale, the final song. Yeah.
So I'm gonna just say this because I feel like I'm not disagreeing with anybody about Week being the bigger song or the better song or the song that I know the most. You know what I'm saying? I'm not disagreeing with any of that. But I really feel like when I was listening to the way they produced Understanding for the finale, there was a moment where the music drops down and you get, after Candy hits the high and Tasha's doing the run and everybody else is singing singing the chorus and they bring the music down. Like the way they performed it felt like more of a show ender to me. The actual song, maybe not. But to me, I feel like for Coco, by the time we get to this point, Coco's tired now, and Coco doesn't want to sing this song full out. So she extends the mic to the crowd for a lot of the parts I want to hear her sing. So in that way, even though I love the song and I enjoy the performance of the song, I still felt like I understood why the production people might have made a decision to put the stand in last because of the way it was performed in comparison to the fact that Week is just played over a track and they sing it, but there's no difference in the music, there's no breakdown to it. She just sings it, throws the mic out to the crowd, and because we love the song, we enjoy it. But I actually kind of paid attention to the way they produced the song. But I'm just, I'm gonna leave it alone.
I think it could have been the whole aesthetic. Number one, I think Coco was tired as hell, like jogging on my nerves. Like, I'm glad this is the last song y'all singing. I'm done. Because that definitely seems like Coco personality.
I'm
but
not saying they don't. I
None
know
of y'all sing it.
I think right. But I think that it was the producing of the song, and I think it was just that Escape had like the whole shebang, which is why I think it just made sense for production, like to do that in addition to everything. The performance and all of that. Like,
that's another thing. Aside from Weak in Understanding, can we be real about the fact that it seemed like SWV be kind of moving slow and Escape has all of these moving parts, so their show looks more dynamic?
Like, they performing, they putting together concert sets where
that's what Tiny was trying to say.
Yes, that's exactly what she was saying.
Thank you, Quaisha. Woo, woo. Okay, listen, let me come back on camera. Thank you. Okay, we have to give it a shimmy right quick for the 100. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. You don't even have to do that. It's one of my members. But yes, y'all know, I tell y'all all the time, I go up for SWV when it comes to the music. I am a bigger fan of SWV's music, but I just feel like their overall stage show is a little lackadaisical. I think they don't put as much effort into it because they don't think they have to. And then as soon as somebody says something about it, they got defensive because they don't want to hear that they should have to do something more now because they're SWV. So we should just be able to get up here, do our 1-2 step, and y'all should just be happy with that. And I think that when they saw Escape stage show and Escape is saying, well, it take more money to make our show and all of this shit, they get upset and they feel away. But I think it's really because they just didn't want to have to financially and energetically make the changes in order to make the show more cohesive because their show wasn't doing as much. But I am glad that they did it because they can say what they will, but their look is a whole bunch better since this show. Because Coco cutting the hair, the J Bolin styling that they did with that photo shoot, I felt like it was a upgrade that needed to happen.
Definitely.
I wonder how much older SWV is than Escape, because that might play a factor as to why they like, girl, we ain't doing all this shit. Y'all trying to be extra rich.
I'm sure.
We ain't never do that.
Okay, hold up. So Coco is 52.
I was just looking at it.
And Candy is 46. So there's like a 5-year difference.
Okay.
There ain't that big of a difference.
How old is Tasha?
I'm about to say Tasha is what, like 4 years older than Candy, so she's about 50. So then, yeah, that's not that much of a difference. And to me, it's not even about them being, because I feel like at the end of the day, energy is energy. I think that they just don't, and I'm not saying they, but it just don't seem like there's a lot of energy sometimes when they're singing. Like they can't do two things at one time anymore. And that's cool. I get it, which is why y'all should have background dancers. I'm just saying. But unless you're gonna give us Patti LaBelle, if you ain't gonna give us Patti LaBelle, screaming and howling on a live mic, kicking your shoes off, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have the energy to me in order to not have to do as much on stage. And the energy is not there in order for y'all to not, because I've seen them live, so I know what they do on stage, and it's great because you just want to see them. But they could stand and do a little extra.
Are y'all gonna try to see them on the summer tour with
Jodeci? Honestly, I do want to.
I said love him some Jodeci. I was like, we gotta go.
I want to see Jodeci, especially if it's gonna be all of them and they're gonna be in good health. Which I'm like, I need to see what social media gonna say after y'all start the tour. Once y'all start the tour, then I'm gonna try to get me, a ticket if everybody on stage looking good. Because I know JoJo and KC didn't have health issues recently. Somebody that had surgery. I don't know if JoJo gonna be able to stand up on stage. I want to make sure I'm gonna get my money's worth. And I know y'all ain't gonna be New Edition. Yeah. I know y'all ain't gonna be New Edition, which is a shame because they old y'all. So that's a shame that y'all can't get up there and hump Bobby Brown on stage.
Hilarious. It's hilarious. I thought about seeing Escape. They got a concert coming up with Tyrese and 112. It's a group of different people, but I'm thinking about not going because it's not the original 112. Yes, and I wanted to see like the original.
And I heard it's not gonna be the original Drew Hill either. That's on the Jodeci tour.
Yeah, I do remember them. They were, I thought they had like 5 members now, and I think 2 of them are new.
Damn, they still adding new
maybe
members?
only 3 of them.
Child, there be Temptation in that shit. Y'all
they
don't know
got any new music?
What you want?
I think they did drop something like at the end of last year, or maybe it was 2021. Because I remember searching for them, trying to see what they had going on. But I don't like that.
Okay, yeah. Cisco and Friends.
We good though. Really. They could put 112 down and bring Jagged Edge up.
Oh, come on, Jagged Edge. Yeah. Day 26 is coming with SWV. Okay, come on, Day 26.
Oh, Day 26, really?
Okay, that's true.
That's a blessing to be able to, do them throwbacks.
Okay. Did he ain't asking for no money? I hope they get to take 100% of their check.
And that's what I need. I need you to give me. I need you to be sweating and rolling around on the fucking ground like.
Right. Oh no, Necey, it was 2017. Well, no, they just dropped the song in April of 2022, but they had like a Christmas album in 2017. But I haven't heard it. I like the old music, so I don't know what the new one's giving.
Somebody from Jagged Edge is in jail.
That man still in jail? I don't know. Probably one of them.
I thought was in jail. I thought one of them was.
Let me tell you what I want to do. I'm sorry. I got shit in my fucking head. Okay, so all right, we still talking about Escape and SWV. So outside of the Escape versus SWV shit, okay, Latasha and Tamika, child. We didn't hear so much. I heard that the interview that Tasha K was supposed to do with the other mistress, the second mistress, was canceled. Probably because somebody was threatened. Because that's how they like to do over there. They like
the church folks like to get down. Yes.
Okay. But here's the thing, Miss Girl. You didn't already told us that y'all was in an open relationship, and then you got up there and lied and told Andy that y'all had open communication. And I said, girl, that's not the same thing. So I just kind of feel like Tasha is over there not thinking these things out. They just not thinking these things out, girl. It's giving delusion. It's giving confusion. What y'all think?
Delusion, confusion. It's a mess. I feel like Tasha actually confirmed what Rocky was saying. I mean, what Candy was saying, because Rocky said he never got a kickback. It was a deal, even though he kind of told on himself as well. But when Tasha sat up there and said that we've all gotten a percentage off of any deal that we brought to the table,
Yeah.
That was her pretty much confirming. That's why he had to go back and clear that up. But yeah, it's a mess, you know.
It disgusted me how she said to him, "Wait, can I just say this real quick? Let me ask." She had
asked for permission before she spoke.
Yes, she asked for permission, and then essentially, like Jami said, admitted to, yeah, he got some money, but whether we want to use the word kickback or not. And he laughed. And he laughed because he knew that was basically her admission that, yeah, we did that shit.
Like basically saying it's not a kickback because we did the deal. You can't call it a kickback because we did the deal. And
he ain't got to hustle. Well, that's hustling.
It ain't gonna come up on. I forgot you gotta on Instagram.
Transparent. Yep.
Yeah, I forgot. Oh, anyway, it's okay. We almost done anyway, girl. So besides that, I feel like I don't want to hear nothing else about Rocky Bivens, but I am gonna say, and you know, I don't know if y'all saw, but I did a Surviving R. Kelly Part 3 breakdown or whatever, and I talked about it on my channel. And based on what we know about the people around him and the people that work for him, I don't think that there is any real way that he did not adopt some of the mindsets and the different tools used to manipulate and control a woman you're having sex with or that you're in a relationship with. I feel like it's definitely given that when you think about how Latasha seems to be brainwashed, and I hate to say brainwashed, but that's exactly what it gives off. Then you think about the
that's
black
what her sister said.
That is what her sister said. And on top of that, what Tamika said about them trying to blackmail her with her sex tape, that's very R. Kelly-esque. Okay,
I forgot about
that a lot, you know. Yeah,
and then texting off the different numbers, saying the same shit that you said in the interviews,
threatening people. Yeah,
that's giving you definitely would steal $30,000 from her if you willing to expose. Yeah. Ugh.
And it's more than that. And that's what Tamika was saying. She was being nice when she said just 30K because it was more than that. And we know that there are a lot of things that did not make this season. I don't know why they only did 6 episodes because there was a lot of other things that did not happen. And I believe there are a lot of things over the years that have happened considering Rocky and Tasha. So to me, it looks like Latasha is going to fuck up her chance to ever be in their group again because she consistently allows, you know, her husband to take advantage of them. Like, we can't let your husband get kickbacks off our group, make deals for us, act like he's representing us when he doesn't, because that can sully their name in the business, especially if he don't have good business practices. And we can tell that he doesn't. Okay, that whole shit with R. Kelly, he said himself that R. Kelly wasn't paying him at the beginning. Like, I don't know, at the beginning, before a while, he wasn't paying him. But Rocky thought of it as an opportunity to get where he was trying to go. And
he was getting paid in puss, getting paid in handoff.
All kind of other stuff. Like, you know, relationships, being in certain places where you probably not supposed to be, because when you think about Rocky's career, going from meeting R. Kelly at a gym to becoming his security to becoming his road manager to then becoming like an AR for some of these, you know, or working with some of these other people that have signed these huge artists, like, it doesn't really make sense. And to me, I feel like a lot of men gain power and they recognize how to gain power through people's secrets. You get people in compromising situations, you get evidence on them in compromising situations, and that's how you get your way to the top. So yeah, it is definitely given a lot of the weird ass negative tools employed to manipulate people's business and in relationships over there with Surviving R. Kelly may have, you know, trickle over to Rocky and Latasha's relationship.
Yep.
And am I right to believe somebody said that Escape is about to go on a tour with Trey Songz?
Yeah, that's the whole tour.
Trey Songz
tweet.
Trey Songz is back.
Trey Songz been touring. He hasn't stopped.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that.
He hasn't stopped. I recently, like, they were just down here recently, like some type of R&B shit, and he was there. So yeah, honestly, I'm looking at Escape like, when are y'all gonna start caring about these things? Like, y'all didn't
Yeah,
learn from
about who y'all touring
2018.
with.
Well,
Right.
I feel like that's gonna be difficult for them to do, because if that was the case, then Escape wouldn't perform with Tiny based on the allegations that's been out there with her. So it's one of them things
Ooh,
where it's like inevitable. You're gonna have to just get, it's
that's a good point.
at some point it's about the money.
The difference though is that Tiny hasn't had anybody like actually nice against her, like actually prove that she's done something to somebody besides have orgies. Like, they may have sex parties, but we don't have any concrete proof. Like, we had the word of people and Sabrina Peterson and all of that, but we had nothing else to prove that to us besides what they said, which is different than R. Kelly being found, guilty thereafter. So
Mhm.
I just, what I'm saying? Like, there was a video of R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I get that, but I
those
just
were young
still
girls.
I feel like it's likely still in the same arena
It
though.
is. It is.
Because when people start, once that stuff get out there, they start dropping like flies. We don't want nothing to do with you. Show got halted. We're not gonna do this or that. So it's like, and they have it and with everything that you mentioned, because you are right that there's been no proof, they still haven't been able to get their show back. Even with that.
True.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to get this
Yeah,
show back.
that's a good point.
Here they are. Honestly, because
Right.
it feels, but here they are, right? Because
Yeah.
here's Tanika is on this show. Here Tiny is, on this show. So, and like and she's the least problematic of everybody. That's another thing that I
She
feel like is
is.
hilarious. That her very sweet, unproblematic demeanor has been returned to her. Like,
Mhm.
nobody even really mentioned it. But I'm gonna just say this. I feel like I don't know. And I have the same, questions about T.I. and Tiny when all of that shit came out as anybody else. But I would like to say, to me, it seemed more like T.I. and Tiny might have had like sex parties, and people might have taken advantage of at said sex
Mhm.
parties,
Mhm.
versus R. Kelly and like the criminal syndicate of finding young girls at McDonald's and malls.
Predatorial as she.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Yeah.
different than people being out and being like, you want to come back to the house with us. We all about to take drugs. You want to take some drugs too? Yeah, okay. We all about to have sex. Let's have sex. Somebody passes out, and then once one of the security guards or one of these other people takes advantage of somebody passed out who thought they was there for T.I. and Tiny or whatever. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Or
Yep.
however the breakdown is, I think it's a little bit different than people who are habitually being in these situations over and over again publicly.
Mhm.
Like Trey Songz is like continuously facing like court cases over and over and over again. I'm sure there's a court case right now that's
Mhm.
pending with him. So it just kind of feels like, it's specifically with Trey Songz. Like, I'm not even saying y'all shouldn't tour with Chris Brown, but Trey Songz has like a repeat offender list of women that accuse him of shit wherever he goes. And it's very similar to R. Kelly. And I just kind of feel like there may be problematic people on the road, but we can, like, when these people get to a certain level with this shit, like court case after court case after court case
Mhm.
after court case, we can just be
Has
like,
Trey
you know
Songz
what?
ever went to court though?
Yes.
I don't know.
I didn't know he ever went to court.
He
Yeah,
has.
I knew he had lawsuits. I don't know if he's been a court.
He's been to court, and then things have been like turned into a what you call them,
Settlement.
civil or
Yeah.
settlement.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it has definitely started with like somebody saying you did something to them, and going to court, they can't prove it, so now it's civil.
Got you. Well, I just think he need to sing his little heart out then for the people, because he gonna need the coins if he has to sit up here and pay all these folks
I
this
sing his
Which
little
one of
heart
money
out.
behind it.
y'all? Which
And
one of
it's crazy
y'all?
because it's like he is still being punished. I know it may look like to a lot of people like, Escape, why you performing with him? But that's probably the only thing he can get, because he can't perform solo out here on his own because people ain't gonna show up. You come out, at least I don't think so. So you come out better attaching yourself, if they willing to attach to what you got going on, so you can make some money and pay these folks
I know.
and take care of that baby.
This is the only thing for me though, and this is why I feel like people should have been paying attention with the R. Kelly situation. This is what I feel like might have happened with that tour with him and Jay-Z. Is that sometimes people be doing shit on your actual tour, legal liability, because R. Kelly was doing backstage with people. this is a tour and you're backstage committing crimes. Yeah, nigga, we can't continue to go on tour together. I think something like that happened when he had his Best of Both Worlds tour with Jay-Z. Because y'all remember that tour ended abruptly. It didn't just end.
Oh no, I didn't know.
Y'all think it would be weird or interesting if they really did a docuseries on the stuff that was happening back in the day at concerts? I feel like I would be tuned in to like really see like what the hell was really going on.
Well, they claim that's what they kind of talk about in that Freaknik documentary.
I'm mad you say that because you gotta wait because that's in a gossip topic. And I was talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville first. That's one of the topics. That's definitely one of the topics. But you know what? We're gonna hurry up and slide on through Love and Marriage Huntsville. And we're gonna get to Freaknik and we can return to this, problematic rape culture in the 90s conversation that we had. So before we do that, make sure y'all like the video right quick, right? So shout out to me being old enough to remember R. Kelly getting kicked off his tour. That was a longer. I'm like, yes, Necey girl, that's what happened. He got
right.
When
was it? Because now I'm on Google typing in Best of Both Worlds.
Yes, look it up. I think that was the early 2000s. And am I gonna jump in the mud? I hate R. Kelly, bro. When I was doing the Surviving R. Kelly documentary thing, y'all, I can't help but still sing some of these fucking songs. Like this nigga, bro. Like it is it's upsetting.
That's crazy.
Like, yes. Cause I was like, I'm a flirt. Soon as you see, I'm like, I hate you, bro. Like,
yeah.
Ruined it for me. That's like one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, I hate it. Man.
Okay. Whoa, yeah, I hate this nigga, bro. I hope you stay in jail for the rest of your life. Oh my god, you ruined so many good moments for us.
He ruined weddings, family reunions,
bro. Shut up.
All kind of stuff.
Like inside jokes I had with people. I'll never leave. No, like y'all ruined everything. Like you ruined everything, nigga. Like. And then I'm mad at everybody that knew and allowed us to continue to like get wrapped up in him over and over again. Because there was so many times where I feel like we was trying to kick this nigga. Like we was like, man, fuck this nigga. And then the BET Awards rolled around. That nigga on stage in a black suit with glasses on, singing his face off. And then all was forgiven. And then Black Panties album came out. And I was just like, there's a shade. I was just like,
damn.
Eat this nigga, bruh.
Okay, I'm seeing this. They canceled the tour damn near halfway through.
Yep.
It only lasted a month.
Thank you, Dr. Elizabeth. The tour ended because R. Kelly kept not showing up. I was in New York when Jay went in on him. It was in 2004. Jay went on the radio with Angie Martinez. Can't get the audio anymore. It probably wasn't just him not showing up. Thank you for that. But I feel like it probably was the excuse. Yeah, that was the excuse. But I feel like it was definitely because when you listen to the documentary with the girls, they talked about how a lot of them, like stuff happened backstage, like stuff happened at concerts, stuff happened in the studio. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of feel like, yeah, y'all was privy. But I think here's the thing. I think back in the day, because y'all know. At least me and Jami, I know when we was growing up, it was okay for you to have an older boyfriend at a certain point. Like it wasn't until I became an adult that now it's like, no, that is not okay. But when we was like 16, 17, if your boyfriend was like 20, 21 or something like that, that was considered cute, bitch. He come and pick you up. He got a core. He can pay for a hotel. He got a little job or whatever. Yes. So I feel like at the time, people probably thought of it more like that instead of like the whole, like, I have a house where I keep bitches in rooms and shit type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, and
teenagers, what age are we talking?
Right. Like, how young we talking?
Right. Yeah, how young we talking?
Anything with a teen on the end is a problem. And I feel like now, and that's why we're gonna talk about Marcus Houston, because I feel like now
exactly what I thought about.
Yes, Because now it's like, I don't accept that. I'm sorry. I don't care. If you are 25 or older, you should not be with anybody 21 or younger.
Yeah, not until you get older. Not until I feel like that gap is more appropriate once you both are older. Like
Yes.
the woman
30s,
is
40s, 40s,
yes,
50s.
or
That's
not even
more
just the woman. It
reasonable.
goes both ways. But
Yes.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But a nigga can't be 26 and you 19. No.
Right.
No. And I'm specifically saying that because we know like your brain fully forms at 24, 25. So if you are below that age, your brain is not fully formed. So I don't think it's appropriate for a 7-year-old to be with a 20-year-old or a 19-year-old, because ultimately y'all have two very different like brains going on at the time. And especially if you're a man and a woman, because I feel like y'all can play all day like it's the same, but we know it's not. And dudes really be out here taking advantage of that age different shit. But anyway, we'll get back to that in a moment. Love and Marriage Huntsville, where we don't have those problems because mostly everybody is close to the same age. Thank God. Okay, because that would be a topic of conversation we would have to revisit. Like, So this episode, Mel threw a party for Kimmy. And I felt like Maurice was being a party pooper, not wanting them to call it a party, not wanting to celebrate the fact that she had gotten past chemo. What did y'all think about that?
I think that he should have let her have the party. But I think that he still has some anxiety around the whole thing, or is really nervous and don't really want to celebrate. He's one of those people that like to think from a worst case scenario point of view. Some people operate like that. Like, well, what if we do this and this happened? But I do like how when the episode ended, they showed him saying that he should have understood where she was coming from. So I'm glad they tied that together in one episode.
Yeah, it seems like he was operating from a don't jinx yourself type situation, and just still being in fear because this is all new to him and he don't know what's gonna happen. So it's like, are we really out of the clear? Yeah, we out of this, but you still got two more things. What if some come back? So like Necey said, that's the space he was, kind of operating from.
I would be more inclined to believe that if we didn't have these issues coming up with Kiowa and Monster. Like, you still making her responsible for reprimanding your child. Like, she shouldn't have to be disciplining your teenage son at this moment. I don't know why we even having conversations about this. I don't know what's going on, but I guess we'll wait to find out. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you what it is for me though, y'all. I just kind of feel like the act of celebration is because life is short. You know what I'm saying? Because life is short, you have to like grab hold of the good moments, the fun moments, the light moments, the moment there is something to celebrate. And I just kind of feel like when you are somebody, that's probably been feeling down and you want to party because you want to spark up a little bit. You feel like this going to make me feel good. I'm going to have a good time. Even if the next part of this is harder, or even, and we know this is not going to happen, but even if she didn't make it through the next part of this, wouldn't we still have the pictures and the memories from that party where we had a really good time? You know what I'm saying? Like, when she smiled and she laughed and she was still healthy. You know what I'm saying? At this moment, we would still have that memory. So that's why I feel like essentially like this fear of I don't want to get my hopes up is null. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately you need to have the moments where you celebrate and enjoy because you may not have them eventually. You know what I'm saying? So I just would like him to think about that differently moving forward, because it just was a hard time that didn't need to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't need to make that difficult. You know what I'm saying? It could have just been like, yeah, babe, we'll plan a party. No problem. Let me call Marceau and tell him to put some fucking balloons in and some flowers and shit in there and we'll get it popping. Honestly, like, it's crazy to me. And that makes me know that Tisha and Kimmy are still not on the same page, because even though I feel like it might have been production that was like, let's let Mel plan a party just to make it, think. But something makes me feel like Tisha and Kim not on the same page like that. So they didn't feel comfortable to call her and say, hey, can you plan a party for Kimmy at Black? You know what I'm saying? So we could celebrate. Like, it did make me think, like, y'all may still not be all of that cool. You know what I mean? Unfortunately.
Did y'all miss Tisha and Marcel this episode? We really didn't get that much of them.
No, I didn't miss them.
No, I don't think we
knew
got
y'all was gonna say
anything
that.
of them.
Yeah.
Definitely
I set y'all up for that. I'm glad they didn't open up, because the season before it was like, okay, let's open up with them and let's change the narrative. Now it's like, okay.
I wonder why. Is it because y'all thought y'all was gonna get a good season with the Scots and it all fell flat? No, Jamie, we don't want to. We don't want to talk about how they thought they was gonna do something with Kiki and them, and then it all fell flat, and everybody was disappointed because no tea was really spilled. We didn't get any real information.
None.
Out, nobody cared. It all fell flat.
Waste of time.
Hilarious.
I mean, I'ma just go ahead and tell y'all, like, you know, nigga could act like they don't hear us when we be talking, but we be right anyway. We've been saying a lot of this shit for a long time, y'all. We've been talking about this for a while. Like, what's going on over there? Y'all home? Because it's not working. It's not working. They're not sharing. They're not opening up. The Scots aren't sharing. But he thought, you know, the show was gonna move towards them and move away from Martell and Melody, and I don't think that's what happened. And now here we are circling back around to Martell and Melody. Speaking of Martell's conversation with his mama. Yo, Miss Marlene is the worst. Yo, I can't stand old Black people like Miss Marlene. Like, girl,
counseling for what? You
what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Bitch, she ruined his whole life.
She was being so fucking extra. I'm like, are you doing that for the cameras or what? What's going on?
Oh my gosh.
We can see him, Miss Marlene. The kids can see him, Miss Marlene.
He not okay. He not okay.
He's not okay. He's not okay. Her delusionalness, her delusionment, like whatever you want to call it.
She said something else real slick this episode.
Bitter. You got to grow up. Be a grown woman. Stop being bitter. Stop talking bad about the daddy to the kids.
It was, do y'all remember what she said? It was something along the lines of like, I can't remember what comment she said, but it made it sound like because she had a struggle, Mel could do something too. I don't remember. She didn't say it just like that, but it was given. I had to do it. She fine.
Well, that's the part. I think when she was like, "You got to grow up and be a woman."
That's how she said. Be a woman. That's what it was. Yes, and it was a lot of struggle behind that when she said, "Be a woman."
Yeah, that means you suck it up and protect man's image, regardless of how he's treating you. Suck it up. Shut up and take it. Yeah. Thank you, old Black ladies. We so appreciate y'all not being of aid to us. We appreciate y'all giving us bad advice, telling us that, you know, the only thing we needed in this life was a man when you didn't have one. We really appreciate y'all for steering us down the wrong path.
And bad advice.
Y'all know it's a whole bunch of Miss Marlene's out there. Girl, you ain't got a man.
She was so annoying.
Yeah, that's that man yet.
She came in so extra. So extra.
Yeah, she loved being on TV and repeating stuff that she hear the cast members say about Mel.
Bitter. I hate when they call like Mel bitter, because I'm like, has it been that long since he hasn't done anything to her yet for her to be bitter? Like, to me, this is just reactionary at this point. And that's why, like, I made it a point during our interview with her to ask, like, is the custody battle happening at this moment? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, good. I'm glad you said that, because I want everybody to stop acting like somebody's supposed to be nice to someone that's trying to take their kids from them. You can't even afford our fucking kids, and you trying to take them from me?
Yeah.
Right.
You can't even spell Inez wine.
Bruh. and then another thing is like this idea that Martell want Mel and he's moved on, and I'm like, what you mean pretending to be loving somebody in a park walking and stuff? You mean
you're the only one I want to walk in the park with? I scream.
Hilarious.
Mel was throwing it. She was throwing slugs with that one. Okay. And y'all, and to me, I feel like it'd be different if he wasn't masquerading Sheree around, if he didn't have Ariane commenting, posting pictures of her in his bed and shit. Like, y'all always trying to act like he ain't worrying about Mel, and Mel like, but the nigga keep texting me though. The nigga keep calling me. The nigga emailing me, okay, trying to get me to pray, okay. Like, So what did y'all think about Stormy this episode? Because she kind of bothered me a little bit. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna say her situation with Courtney. I feel like you and Courtney have already had that conversation, but either way, Courtney seemed a little mean to me. Oh, really? And to me, just a little bit, because when he was like, I don't owe you nothing. He said that.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah, she was like, come on, you got, because she was talking about how she wants to have a baby. He was like, oh, I'm scared that you might have a hard pregnancy the way you did the first time. She was like, I can get a surrogate. I don't want nobody raising my kid. Okay, well, we can do something else. Well, I don't want to have another kid. I don't want the siblings competing. So it seemed like he kept coming up with reasons I don't want another. She's like, no, that's not good enough. I want the children. And so, you know, she was like, come on, you got to give me something. He was like, I don't have to give you nothing. And when he said that, I was just kind of like, damn, that was tough. But then it also made me think maybe she was trying to have that conversation for the cameras, and they've already had that conversation in private. Because it didn't seem like she wanted another baby when her and Tiffany talked last season. Y'all remember when they talked about having kids? And she was like, she didn't want another kid. And now she's talking about she wanted to, you know, she wanted to breastfeed all the babies. And also, I thought that was mean, that he felt like she, you know, he can dictate when she decides to stop breastfeeding. If she said she wanted to breastfeed the baby till 3, that's reasonable. A lot of people breastfeed until 5. Like, I know a lot of Black people, y'all sexualize breast. Y'all do, and y'all don't understand that there's milk behind the nipple. And that, like, the breasts are not here for niggas to be attracted to. The breasts are here so your children can feed from them. And then when your children feed from them and suck from them, it tightens the muscles here to put your body back the way it was. Like, that's why it tight. That's why nipple play and all of that makes your vagina tighten and all of that, is because it's supposed to help your body go back to the way it was while you're breastfeeding. Like, the whole thing. But anyway, older people have a bad, I think, attitude about breastfeeding. Like, it's not something you should do. It's like, well, what the fuck y'all thought people was doing before they made formula and y'all had all of this food everywhere? Like, what y'all thought people was doing? They was breastfeeding. But anyway, she was saying she wanted to breastfeed. So he's like, nah, that's too much. He need to be done with that. And I just, you know, whenever men have attitudes like that, I just kind of be jealous of your baby. Like, that's the vibe they were giving. That's why I feel like Courtney's mean. But what did y'all think about the Courtney part? And then we'll move on to her and Mel.
I just don't think it's either Courtney just don't want no more damn kids, you know. Maybe the one they do got is a handful. So he doesn't want the kids having to compete for both of their time. But then it also make me wonder, could they have some other issues that they got going on, which makes him respond the way that he does to every little thing? Or not really, because we haven't seen enough to know that he responds to every little thing. But just, you know, wondering.
I think his storyline. Oh,
yeah. Oh, sidebar, circling back, really sad that some men pursue girls 18 and 22 because there's less baggage, trauma, low body count, moldable. Many sip the red Kool-Aid, the red pill Kool-Aid, and Chase Kevin Samuels, fresh and fits. Yes. Thank you so much for the super chat. We're going to get back to that conversation with Marcus Houston. But yes, go ahead, Necey.
I think a storyline, and I think that's the reason why we see Courtney respond back. So, like, you know, it is what it is, because that's the same thing that Stormy was on last season before she became more of a central cast member. And now that she's a central cast member, I think she just talking just to talk. I just think that's what it is, and I think that's why he talking to her like you foolish, because they did go through a traumatic experience. And honestly, y'all, it's just me, but I don't want to see another surrogate storyline on another reality show.
Who had the other surrogate storyline?
The Kardashians have done it. We saw Candy's situation on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Those were the first main times that I've seen it, but I've seen it so many times over and over again. And now people with money are just saying surrogate. And we're seeing it play out on reality TV shows. I wouldn't be interested in that storyline from Stormy.
Or
Gosh,
anyone, not just Stormy.
Yeah.
right. I know.
Do you
Kenny
Right,
think
I'm
it's like
speaking-
unrelatable?
Yeah.
Yes,
Because it's-
that's the
okay.
thing. I don't want to see that storyline from anyone going forward because I think it's unrelatable because it's a luxury to be able to pay someone to have your child. Yes, it's a blessing when your body can't handle it, but I think it's unrelatable for reality TV when majority of people can't even pay for regular treatments like IVF and things like that.
Yeah,
to
girl, we can't
help.
call Dr. Jackie and be like, bitch, I'm surrogate. We can't do that.
Yeah, so that's why I don't want to see a surrogate storyline.
Gotcha.
That's a
I
good
don't even
point.
think they will. I think it's like Sonya and them. Y'all over there pretending for a storyline. That's what it was given to me. But I would also like to say he seemed like he had a problem with the breastfeeding, period. Like the pumping, the baby still drinking milk, period, seems to be a problem for him, whether it was on the breast or in a bottle. And to me, I feel like at the end of the day, like it's liquid gold. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. The baby can still eat it and still drink breast milk because it helps them develop stronger antibodies and shit. All of the scientific studies say that breast milk makes the baby's immune system stronger. So I just kind of feel like, yeah, nigga, you can eat these little peas, but at night I might give you a breast milk bottle at 3. Like I don't see what the issue with that is, but you know, I ain't got no kids, so don't listen to me. But yeah, so continuing on to Mel and Stormy. So for me, I thought it was weird that Stormy said I didn't talk to anybody when we were off, and it's so weird for everybody to show up and act like we just been hanging together this whole time. It's like, well, this is your first season. You know that this is how it happens because y'all are taping. You don't hang with these people normally, just like you wasn't friends with Mel before you asked her to be on the show. So I don't understand why she has to pretend, you know, oh, that's fake. I don't like that shit. Don't pretend like you're real and everybody else fake when at this point, this is your second season and you understand that you're showing up to tape just like everybody else is showing up to tape.
Yeah, I did find that to be awkward because I did question. I was like, are you directing that at one person? Because that's not really making sense.
Yeah, it wasn't making sense.
What was y'all supposed to do if it's a gathering for Kimmy? Like, it's just like what it is. Everybody in the room with somebody they don't like right now.
Yeah, I guess she just, I really don't know. I didn't really feel no way about her and Mel not talking. I'm gonna be honest with you, until Mel said you could have DM'd me. That's when I was like, okay. Like, I wish that Mel just would have been more direct on why Stormy didn't have access to her. Instead of saying you could have DM'd me. And it's number one, the protection thing with Martell. And number two, you also don't feel comfortable being, well, she also don't feel comfortable being around nobody who she feel like is super cool with Martell. So the DM thing was kind of just like, she could have DM'd you, but she wouldn't have left the DM. So it really didn't matter. You didn't want her to have access to you.
I mean, she would have answered the DM. She would have talked to you through the DM, but you wouldn't have been able to get a phone number on her.
Yeah, that's what I said. When I said she wouldn't have left the DMs. Right. Her access would have been revoked.
Which honestly, didn't we all feel like that when we saw that Cuff It video? Like when they were all out in front of Black without doing the actual choreography to Cuff It, we was all like, this ain't gonna go over well. This now
it wasn't.
Yeah, I knew that was the end. And even when I was at the dinner before the last reunion, I was like, oh yeah. And honestly, before that,
Destiny.
was you gonna say about it? Yeah,
Destiny.
Yep.
Destiny, like that's where it jumped off for me. I was like, so how much you gonna try to be friends with Destiny after she didn't played you in your face all these times? Then it started to seem like you just want to befriend the cast because you understand that if you're only friends with Mel, you're not filming with the rest of the cast. I think when people come on this show, they start to feel like they need to weigh their options. So if Mel is against everybody else, I can't just be friends with Mel. But Mel feels like I don't trust them because everybody's still friends with him. I told y'all that he puts me in harm's way. He does all this crazy shit, and y'all still decide to be cool to him. And the only question I did not ask her that I wanted to ask her was, why are you still cool with Kimmy if Kimmy still continues to want to invite him to shit, knowing the thing that's happening?
I wanted to ask her.
Kimmy adores Martell, honestly, and see that's some of the things that's not really making. I don't know. Some stuff it wasn't connect. I don't know. Let me go ahead, Necey. Let me.
Yeah,
process.
I wanted to ask her the same thing about Tiffany too, though, because I don't know if it's because her and Tiffany were never really friends, which is why she's not really bothered by Tiffany and Lou filming with Martell and stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to ask where her friendship was with Tiffany, because we saw like similar things happen between her and Destiny. Granted, Destiny did a whole lot of shit, but Destiny got chopped like immediately. She allowed Destiny to teeter. I think Destiny was really her first experience with figuring out that she could not be cool with somebody that was that close to her ex. Mm-hmm. Then after that, her tolerance was lowered. Mm-hmm. We saw it with Stormy, but we didn't really get that same parallel with Tiffany. So I just want to know what the difference was there, or Kimmy, to y'all's point.
That's a good question.
I think by the time Tiffany came along, we bringing people along to the show to make the show successful. It's not about who
Stormy
I'm really
too, though.
Stormy too. No. Stormy too was about bringing people on the show that might be good for the show at that point.
But as long as he's on the show, it's like it's inevitable. You know what I'm saying? To kind of be cool with him, because it's like, for some people that aren't even able to get as close to Mel, like like Tiffany, they may operate in a space. Like, I understand that is what you guys have going on. That person didn't do anything directly to me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's why they may continue to, be cool with them or whatever the case is. But I don't know.
Thank you, Storm Disciple, for the super chat. How Jami kept replicating Mel doing the Don 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 song for her review had me on the floor. Love watching you ladies. What they talking about, Jami?
Because Mel told Stormy, you didn't get the Don Don Don? You didn't get that? You didn't hear that Don Don Don?
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun,
dun. Correct. And
that is no longer in service.
For me personally, I did feel like Mel was playing in that lady face right there when she was like, "Oh, you didn't get that Don Don Don."
I do too, but I also feel like that's probably around the time that she found out about some stuff.
Well, if Mel said she didn't know about that stuff. See, when the time that they filmed, it was shortly after the reunion start. Mel referenced New Year, and remember later that year, after they had already been filming, Stormy started hanging with the other people, but Melody had already changed her number months before that.
Right.
So the whole idea of anybody that's cool with my ex, it's like Stormy wasn't even cool with him like that at that time. That didn't happen till later. So that's what didn't make sense. What I did take from what Mel said was when she changed her number, she didn't want to be pretty much affiliated with the Digits with anybody from Love and Marriage Huntsville. So I was like, okay, cool. That makes sense, because that does include Stormy. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, if I was in Stormy position, I would feel like I did something. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, did I do something? That I like? We could talk about it. Like, what was it? You know what I'm saying?
That's also when you keep in mind what somebody and told you about the ex, though. When she said, "I've explained to you and told you personally the shit that he said and done and all of this type of stuff."
But she said that to Tiffany. She said everybody on the show knows that, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, it's kind of
inevitable. Give her the number. Yeah, I mean, I think that's why I say I think anybody that comes on this show and becomes a part of the cast, you are no longer going to be held close to the,
as a friend.
Yeah, and that's what they have to understand. Because for Mel, this is just a job. Like, I ain't trying to talk no coworkers outside. Like, that's what they have to learn.
Yeah.
That once you cross that line, because none of her real friends are on this show purposely, because they don't want to be.
Yeah. I mean, but when you think about it, if Mel don't like talking to people after y'all finish taping. Y'all finished taping in August, and the reunion was shot in October. That's not even that long, really, for somebody that you ain't like click tight with. Like, if I don't talk to somebody I'm not click tight with for like a month or two, that's not really gonna bother me, especially if I know I'm gonna see them at the reunion show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm gonna have to.
I think for whatever reason, I feel like they used to hang out before. Well, she said she told us how they met. But they made it sound like they had a friendship before the show, and that's how she ended up filming the music video at her house. So I think Stormy was under the impression that, yes, she was coming on to be on the show, but I think she also thought that she was building something genuine with Mel. But I think ultimately Stormy's personality type, where she want a social network, get to know all these people, be cool with everybody. I think Mel just don't get down with that. And I'm the same way. I don't like nobody that can just get down with everybody. And I wish that
thing, y'all, destiny thing.
But see,
I really think the destiny thing, she didn't say it, but we all kind of got turned off by the destiny thing. After Destiny played her dust, after she showed up in the dining and she continued to try to be cool with Destiny, that turned me off.
That's where I think she definitely played herself. I think she was operating from a space of wanting to be liked, not wanting to be looked at as ghetto. Because the moment she got on the show, people talked about how she looked, they talked about how she sound, and then she had the issue with Destiny. So I think she was really concerned about how she looked. That's why she tried so hard, and it actually played her. And that's what I'm wondering. And Mel didn't say that, but we would want to believe that that had a lot to do with it, because you just had the girl up there at Galentine's event, so much so that she was about to get into a fight with somebody else. Right. So what friendship were y'all really developing?
I'm gonna tell you, y'all ain't gonna want to listen. Look,
we do.
When you think about it like that, I'm glad you brought that up. But if Mel is like, I'm bringing you on the show, which she already said, I'm bringing you on the show. So they're going to do the Galentine's event. Bet, come with me. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be my people. Because like Carlos said, they were trying to find a couple to be friends with Mel and Martell to kind of balance out shit with the Scotts and Mel and Martell. So I think that Stormy was one of the couples that we're trying to see if we can make this couple on Mel and Martell's side a little bit so that it can balance things out with the Scotts, right? So I think that if we being a buck about it, what we gained from the interview was that Stormy wanted to be on the show, reached out to Mel to do an ad for Canvas Beauty, but that was also the end to be like, hey, I want to be on the show, especially since you had talked to Carlos about the Bell Collective. So now if I make the friendship with Mel, then I can come on Love and Marriage Huntsville since we move into Alabama. Remember? So to me, it really did sound like Stormy wanted to be on the show to her business to help Canvas Beauty. And I'm not mad at her about that at all. So when you say like Mel brings her to the Galentine's Day event, that doesn't necessarily mean we that tight, but that means I'm trying to get you on the show. So if there's an event, I'm going to bring you. Now, if we remember correctly, Mel wasn't trying to get Stormy to fight on her behalf. Mel even said, y'all don't know each other like that. Ain't no reason for y'all to fight. Y'all don't even know each other like that.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Bondy, because I thought about that in the first episode. I thought about how my opinion of Stormy has changed so much over time. And that's where I started to relate with like, okay, certain personality types I can't get down with, people who are for everybody. Because when she came on the show, like Bondy was saying, at the Galentine's Day party, she was going up for Mel, ready to fight. And now we get this Stormy who's not a fighter. Stormy just wants to be cool with everybody. Stormy just wants to be in line with everybody. And it's for like sense of connection. For her to be such a, successful businesswoman, she good at connecting. I don't like people that can just network all across the board. I like whenever a little bit of people don't like you, because that means you being people
pleaser. It's giving people pleaser a bit to me. But also my question is this though, and I'm not saying Mel is wrong, but I'm like, if Stormy had already interviewed with Carlos because he said somebody gave him her name for Bell Collective, if she already had a contact to Carlos, why she just couldn't call Carlos to be on Love and Marriage Huntsville?
She probably did. Exactly. That's what I was about to say. He probably did not answer.
Because he didn't already put in his mind you on the out, you're not close enough to Jackson to be on Bell Collective, so you on the back burner. And so she might have been hitting him up, but he, he busy, he got shit going on, he ain't got time for that. So it took for her connection with Mel to be like, hey, y'all should think about her. And he's like, oh, we already talked to her. Yeah, because the same thing happened to Destiny. What he said, and Carlos said in you, that basically people pay to be interviewed by him to see if they can be on the show with him, right? Yeah. So initially, Mel and Martell paid for a meeting with Carlos so that they can get their show done. Okay, so Destiny and LeBaric did the same thing. They paid to have this consultation, and then Mel brought them up. So when they started, like, oh, you ain't even got to do this because Mel and Martell had already told us about you, Destiny and LeBaric. So y'all didn't even have to do this. So I feel like now that we understand that that's how that happens, because I didn't realize that that's how that happens. You paying this nigga for a consultation for him to see if he could turn your life into a TV show. Damn.
And that we didn't even get your life, but it's okay.
We ain't get nothing. That's why I'm kind of like, so what was she paying to give the what was you paying that deposit for, girl?
I was wondering if she got it back, actually.
Right. Did you get the deposit? Kia Bell Sparks, thank you for the super chat. Stormy said on a reunion, building friendship. Mel heard that and was like, so I'll see you when we back to work then. We'll talk then.
And very.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I do feel like a break in between end of taping and the reunion. Even if they weren't talking, Mel has always said she takes her break from y'all. And then on top of that, you were still in her DMs. Like Mel said in our interview, you were in her DMs commenting on her stories and shit. So obviously you have a way to communicate.
Like that makes sense though. Like prior to you actually like talking to somebody, like getting somebody's number though, I feel like if that was y'all primary thing, like we chatting, but once we exchange numbers and we identify that we're developing a relationship and you just change on me, it's like, damn, did I do something? I think Stormy did a good job at how she approached Melody. I feel like it could have been much worse with an attitude, but why would it need to be an attitude? I also think Mel changed that number and didn't want to talk to nobody because it was a lot of shit happening at their reunion too. And I think she was over everybody. And when she changed it, it was like, bitch, I'm good.
I mean, it did seem like they ganged up on her. Was I the only one that felt that way?
No, it did. I think we all said that.
Thank you, Talitha Mosley, for the super chat. The audio that was played with Stormy basically begging Destiny to be her friend. I wouldn't want to mess with her either. Yeah, because it was like, why are you begging her to be your friend? You don't even know her like that.
Even real for me. I have to be honest. That's not real for me. Like,
no.
Not if you come in the setting and you say everybody fake. I don't do that fake stuff when I come in the circle.
That's why I was like, hey, you gonna call everybody?
But you do. You do.
And you come in here and do the same thing. To say,
that's
hey,
how you
everybody.
move.
And she gonna have to she gonna have a lot of trouble with this reality as she continues to do this reality, because the fans not gonna like you either way it go. Like as much as people love Mel, there are people that for some reason can't stand this woman. And same thing with Martell. Some people, for some reason, people love the hell out of him, right? But you're not gonna please nobody, so you come out better just being true and just authentic to who the hell you are. Like just do you.
I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm like, you make me feel away. I take away my energy. My presence is a presence. Kiss my ass. Like I would do that. So if I was at the reunion, I probably would have been like, bitch.
I'm the same way, but whenever somebody reach out to me playing dumb, I'm like, oh no, I stopped fucking with you because of XYZ.
And then told this lady, no, this is my temporary number. And I'm like, ma'am, not you just told this lady this your temporary number.
She said you was over there, cuffing it, baby, and shit. And then you was over there at New Year's, bitch, I don't trust you.
See,
you
that's
supposed
what
to be my friend.
And a lot of people say that, right? And again, I'm not Team Stormy nor Mel. I'm just, giving my observation.
That's me.
Period.
Come on.
And I just have to call out a few people. Keep mentioning that, but they keep forgetting that Melody changed her number on this lady way before she started hanging with anybody. But they
She
continue
did.
to say that thing of, oh, well, if she's hanging with this person and da 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 da. Now, one thing I will give y'all was the super chatter that said, girl, if you over there begging this woman, like that,
You
is
could
a
have DM'd me,
problem.
bitch.
Girl,
I want to
I was
know
like,
if
I
her
want to be
and
your
Destiny
friend. Like,
still
that's,
cool.
yeah.
Her and Destiny still cool.
Like, you bought this bitch a Gucci purse. I got you on this
So,
show. You couldn't DM me?
do you hear
Low
me? Bitch,
key.
I should have 3 Gucci purses. Do you hear
You
me?
showed
With the
up
wallet
to
to
a
match.
party uninvited with flowers and a Gucci just to make sure y'all was Gucci. You should have went and knocked on Mel damn door.
People
Listen, she said she
pleasing.
lived down the street. She was like, bitch, you live down the street. You could have blown at me on your way to the Walmart. Beep, beep. Hey, Mel.
We good. I just wanted to bring you a Gucci bag, so you knew we was
To
Gucci.
make sure that we good, because we hadn't
Yes.
talked in a while. And that's why I feel like you got to know that Stormy is taking the angle that everybody be trying to take. You got to make an adversary of the fan favorite or whoever the queen bee of the show is. If you can't get in under her, you got to make yourself an adversary of her in order to pop. Like, it's the Kenya Moore way. It only works for Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore was acting, and we didn't know. But now we know that Kenya was acting.
I just don't want to see another Destiny Tisha with
Me neither.
Stormy. I don't want to see a Wanda
Destiny.
with
Oh,
her mom.
Oh, Wanda
Oh,
and
the
Betty.
two
Bitch, hang
mothers.
the phone up. Hang the phone up.
It's giving wrong role.
The two
Wrong,
mothers.
I don't want to see that.
But let me tell you something about Miss Betty and Miss Wanda.
Mhm.
Both of y'all are the type of women that y'all don't want to admit it, but y'all try to live through y'all daughters because
Facts.
y'all didn't do the things that y'all wanted to do. And when y'all come in contact with a Melody, y'all get intimidated because Melody is very self-assured. She got that Scorpio energy. And like, you know, somebody that has their boundaries in place and can keep like separation and handle their business, y'all don't like that shit because y'all be trying to like, honestly, I feel like a lot of like low-key hood people, or you know, they be trying to they want
The
you,
other side of the tracks.
they want you to be genuine so that they can take advantage of you. So when they don't have an in, or they don't feel like they can get close enough to you, then all of a sudden, oh, she must think too much of herself. Oh, I don't like her, bitch. She did this. And it ain't nothing that you did, but they just don't like you because of all they intimidated, and then you don't give them an open into you. You know what I'm saying? And then they get mad about that too. So I feel like Miss Betty, you was jealous of Mel off rip because you recognize how your daughter probably felt like Mel was the shit. Oh, let me
Yes.
Mel to do, you know what I'm saying? And her mama probably felt a way about that. I also think Miss Betty is like jealous of anybody that can have a close relationship with her daughter. That's another woman.
For me, that's a good point. I think that it's more so tied to she see her daughter as that girl. She's very well off. And she could possibly get intimidated by somebody that could be up there with her.
That too.
Yeah.
It's that too.
I think it's all that. It's everything I was saying.
She said she was like that when Stormy was young.
Yeah, I remember. She said when she was young, it was friends of hers that she didn't like.
It's crazy.
Oh my God, I just realized it's 2:17, y'all. Sorry. Y'all know I didn't.
But y'all know what? This makes sense because it wasn't until this episode that I realized that Stormy has only child syndrome. That's why she's a chameleon and she boom, boom, boom.
People pleaser.
She's only child syndrome. This makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's not that different from Tisha.
Yeah.
That's not that different from Tisha at all. Ooh, except for, you know, and you know what? I'm kind of interested to see how Stormy and her husband's relationship shows on camera, because
we gonna get it.
I think we are, because if they go, I think she is willing enough to show it, because Carlos showed y'all if y'all play with him, he'll fire y'all like he did Destiny. So I think that she will absolutely like want to play ball. For sure. So anyway, y'all, because y'all know I hate to hold y'all real long like this, but you know,
y'all.
I
think it was.
Listen, I feel like y'all will be okay.
Absolutely.
Listen, y'all gonna just take this long ass video because we was late coming on anyways because all our technical difficulties. But with that being said, we appreciate the conversation on TV Talk. Let's move on to gossip shit. Wait, you want to say something else?
Nah, when you said with that being said, I turned my face like I know you're not about to roll the credits. Like, hold on. I said,
girl.
Girl, y'all gonna deal?
Nah, we gonna be here late today, girl.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so we gonna do this. We gonna do this again. Hold up. Okay, so let's start here. So y'all know normally I don't like to talk about shit that's just stupid and asinine like Candace Owens. But I wanted to, because I don't know whoever Florio Gina is, but I feel like y'all wake up and decide that y'all want to attack people for no other reason other than you're miserable. So Gina said obesity is on the rise, and yet women are told by celebrities in the media that being obese is normal and healthy. You never see them try this with men. Only women are insecure enough to fall for it. And I just want to say this first before I read the rest. Gina, society doesn't have to tell men anything because men can be big as Big Pun, Notorious B.I.G., Rick Ross, and every other fat-bellied nigga walking around with a Versace shirt on can be having their titties hanging down to their belly and still have women waiting to wait on them and submit. So at the end of the day, we're not gonna fucking front like men and women have the same positioning with the weight situation, okay? Because I don't see y'all putting up posts of overweight men in the industry. Y'all only want to keep putting up pictures of fucking Lizzo up here as the poster child for, oh, y'all championing obesity. This is not about championing obesity because most obese bitches is not twerking and playing at the same time, okay? I hate that y'all do this because I feel like Lizzo's size is Lizzo's size. Like she's not like out here just not working out, not walking, not doing any type of physical, work at all in order to look this way. That's just that lady body. That's the way she built. Okay. And I don't feel like anybody should be telling her she's not beautiful. And I wanted this whole post here because I thought she looked so beautiful in this picture. I love that hair on her. Okay. So Candace, you and your emaciated, very teenage boy-like body can just take a fucking seat and relax. Okay. She looked like a little boy by the body and the chin, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay. She says, if you peep comments on any of Lizzo's fat acceptance photos, you will undoubtedly find a score of batshit insane women telling her that she looks beautiful. Men do not lie to other men this way. Child, tell Tony from Ready to Love who lies on his dick that men
you
don't
look like Arthur.
Okay. Cut it out. Men do not lie to other men like this. They do. They lie about worse shit than women do. Women don't lie on their pussy the way men lie on their dick to other men. But girl, and that's an even more dangerous situation, but whatever. They do not pretend that clinical obesity is beautiful. No, but they pretend like it doesn't matter if the nigga got money. Because DJ Jazzy Faye set his big ass on Candy's candy coated live show and talked about his criteria for women. And I'm like, nigga, you could barely walk over to the bed to fuck me. And you got all of this opinion about what a woman should look like versus Lizzo, who y'all use as the poster child for obesity. But that lady can run on a treadmill, perform a whole live show, twerk, play a damn flute, sing and everything without breaking her breath. Like I've never heard Lizzo sound like out of breath during a live performance. Okay. So it annoys me that y'all act like she's the poster child for this shit. That annoys me. Stop using her for that. Okay. You need to find some stock photos of a fat motherfucker if you want to be talking about this shit. Stop using her. And then the last part, only women could be emotionally manipulated into supporting their own eradication via support for trans women. Only women could be fooled into supporting a death cult of fat acceptance. Today's culture battles proves that women are more irrational and emotional than men. Then can you explain why they do more of the murdering than we do, Candace? Can you explain to us why women are more emotional and irrational, but men think to be the ones mostly responsible for homicide in our society? Girl, shut up. Thank you, Gwen Starks, for the super chat. Thank you, ladies. Y'all are on it tonight. Thank you. We appreciate that. That was $100. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, listen.
I used to do that, Bondy. Shake them. Shake them.
Okay. Shits. Okay. But yeah, y'all. I feel like Candace is upset because of her lack of tit. I don't know. What do y'all think?
Candace is obsessed with getting attention for the unpopular opinion.
Yep.
And I feel like when she go home, that's not how she truly feel. But I feel like she's created this persona that she has to continue to push. And maybe she truly believes it at this point. But you just never know who and how you're going to turn out to be who you are, Candace, because I feel like some people may have medical conditions as to why they might be a bit overweight and can't seem to, lose it. Maybe they're on steroids or something. Maybe they had, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they had some things going on with them. And y'all be thinking that obesity is just a huge ass person. Like, it doesn't really have to be. Like, your weight, like, you could be 5'2" and weigh in 180, and your doctor like, girl, you a little overweight. Like, this ain't what this is giving. You need to lose about 40. So it doesn't have to be a huge person. Like, you probably overweight right now, Miss Candace, for your height. Who knows?
I feel like this absolutely is not about health. They don't give a fuck about overweight people's health. It's about power. And I think that it bothers them how comfortable she is in her body. And if Lizzo can spread that same type of self-value and self-worth and instill that in other people, then they lose the influence that they have over women and how women should be. So I think that that's the fear. And that's also the reason why they don't compare men to women, because a lot of that comes from, manosphere. Like, men have that type of conversations about women and talk about women's looks. And whenever you end up becoming a damn pick-me, you pick up a lot of their logic. And they see that Lizzo is going against the grain. I think that's what bothers them. If Lizzo was big and insecure, then they would prefer that. What I also think is interesting is people didn't talk about Adele like that when Adele was big.
Talk about it.
Adele was really big. And what's crazy is people didn't even really talk about Adele like that when she got back fine. I mean, not fine, small and fine, because she looked completely different. But anyway, people didn't, people talked about it, but it wasn't even anywhere near the level that they comment on Lizzo's body, and she big and fine. So I don't understand. I think it's a power thing.
It's a black people thing. That's what it's giving.
Yeah. And it's the fact that I don't think that Adele she didn't appear to be as comfortable in her body as Lizzo does. So Adele wasn't spreading any positive influence over her being bigger. They hate that Lizzo's doing that.
And to be clear, it's because she was white. Like, I hate to say it, but being a black woman, you have to have a certain amount of strength and confidence, because if you don't, then you will crumble, because everything teaches you. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. Yeah, we love our darkest hue and our black girl Instagram and TikTok and hashtags and all of that. But I was born in 1988, my nigga. Like, you had to really feel like that about yourself, like, before we got to this point where you could search for a hashtag and make sure all your fucking Instagram and TikTok was beautiful blacks, black, dark,
right,
beautiful women. We didn't have that option back in the day.
Had to get that in magazines.
Right. You had to just feel that. You had to hope your mommy and your aunties instill that shit in you so you could feel confident about yourself growing up. Because otherwise, all of the depictions were of, honestly, dope, addicted looking white girls. Like, I hate to say it, but everybody looked like they was a damn, dope head. Like, they did, drugs. It was skinny and didn't eat and look emaciated, especially in the 90s. Dark circles under your eyes was a thing. You know what I'm saying? What was your girl who was the big model back in the day? And she was real Kate something?
She's a big model.
No, yeah, not a big
Oh,
model.
I thought you meant okay.
No,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
skinny girl.
Are you talking about the one that was married to
Not Kim. No, not that one. There was another one that day, and I'm spacing on her name, Kate Moss. Thank you. Kate Moss was like the poster girl for that skinny, doughy-eyed white girl, heroin chic. Thank y'all. Thank you so much for that. The heroin chic look was huge when we were growing up in the 90s.
Okay.
So that's the exact opposite of somebody that looks like Lizzo. So to be a black woman and not like I'm gonna keep it a buck. I didn't go to Hollywood and try to be an actress because I knew that they were gonna impose on me to look a certain way. And no matter what, I wasn't comfortable with putting myself through whatever it was gonna take to look that way, to be that skinny. Because when I was that skinny, I was depressed and I wasn't eating. So Brittany, 125 pounds or less, doesn't look healthy. And I knew if I was going to be an actress or be in the industry, because of the industry we grew up in, you were going to have to be a certain size, especially being 5'3". You're going to have to be extremely small. You're going to have to be like 100 pounds. And I don't look good at 125. Like, y'all, I'm a good, healthy 145, 150. Like, that's my weight where I'm healthiest. So growing up, like knowing that was what was expected of me to be that small, I just felt like I couldn't do certain things. So it took a lot of guts to be a Lizzo. You know what I mean?
And we had shit like America's Next Top Model. I was literally in middle school thinking, I could be a plus size model. Because Tyra Banks was literally like, it was crazy.
And I hate the fact that we blame Tyra for it because I feel like that was the industry that Tyra grew up in.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
She really only reiterated what was expected of her as a model.
Right.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, you're making us feel this way. It's like, bitch, this is the industry that she worked in. And it's crazy to me because let's blame the black lady for just showing y'all the truth about what was expected of models back in the day. Let's be mad at her about, continuing to force that on these other girls. But it's like she felt like that was how you made it, because when they were coming up,
that's
was
what
how
they had
you
to do.
did it.
Right.
So yeah, y'all, it's a mess with Candace and the way she goes after Lizzo. Jami, did you have anything else to say?
No, I don't have nothing to say about Candace.
That's cool because we got a little change. We ain't really gonna talk about this, but this is an answer basically from Ariana Grande.
Okay.
Oh,
and
I was
feel like
hoping you was gonna talk about this was a perfect segue.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go ahead and do it.
I think we should be gentler and less comfortable commenting on people's bodies, no matter what. If you think you're saying something good or well-intentioned, whatever it is, healthy, unhealthy, big, small, this, that, sexy, not sexy, we just shouldn't. We should really work towards not doing that as much. There are ways to compliment someone or to ignore something that you see that you don't like, that I think we should help each other work towards, just to aim towards being safer and keeping each other safer. But I just also wanted to say, one, there are many different kinds of beautiful. There are many different ways to look healthy and beautiful. I know personally for me, the body that you've been comparing my current body to was the unhealthiest version of my body. I was on a lot of antidepressants and drinking on them and eating poorly and at the lowest points of my life when I looked the way you consider my healthy, but that in fact wasn't my healthy. And I know I shouldn't have to explain that, but I do feel like maybe having an openness and some sort of vulnerability here will be something good might come from it. I don't know, but that's the first thing. Healthy can look different. The second thing is you never know what someone is going through. So even if you are coming from a loving place and a caring place, that person probably is working on it or has a support system that they are working on it with, and you never know. So be gentle with each other and with yourself.
All right. So that's what Ariana Grande had to say. And we're going to speak on it for a minute. But I did like her message, even though I don't know what's going on with Ariana Grande's body. I don't pay attention to her like that. She's not in my wheelhouse, to keep it a buck.
Yeah.
But what I will say is I appreciated the fact that she felt the need to like come out and say, hey, I see what y'all are saying. Back the fuck off me, because you don't know me like that. And That feel, because whether it's her or it's Lizzo, I feel like everybody has all of these expectations of other people's bodies, and y'all are weird as fuck. If Ariana Grande was unhealthy before, and she might be a little bit smaller now when she's trying to figure that out for herself, she might be stressed out. Do you really feel like you need to comment on that shit and let that lady know in her mentions how you feel about her body? You're weird as fuck.
It was the fact that people were just saying praying for you. Like that, that I went through her comments and people were like praying for you, whatever you're going through, praying for you. And it's like, maybe don't say nothing at all.
Yeah, because a lot of times people don't even be knowing what's going on. It's kind of to Bondy's point of what she said earlier. You will have to be extremely small. Well, I won't say extremely small, but back then it was like, of course, we always got criticized more, so we know we would have to have slimmed down to get certain roles. Now, depending on the type of role that you book, sometimes you're required to lose weight for that, and I think that could be what's going on with Ariana, because she does have a movie that she is about to start production on, so that might have something to do with her her changing look. I don't know if for sure if it's the because of the show, or if it's her own choosing, but I think she's filming some movie or something called Wicked, and it makes me kind of think of Wizard of Oz or something like that.
Yeah, it's the two witches.
Yeah, so I think that might have something to do with her look.
The books?
Yeah, it's like that. Is it based off a book? I know they've had plays. Yeah.
Okay. No, I saw the plays too. That's what she's looking like these days, and she does look extremely small, and she is already a small person. But I also feel like I would rather trust her opinion of her body at this point, because ultimately I feel like y'all feel like Lizzo is obese, and I don't think Lizzo is obese. Like, I just think Lizzo's a big girl and she's tall, but it's the same way that I feel like Ariana Grande is a very like tiny petite person. And I don't know what's going on with her weight, but I also feel like it's not for me to get under her mentions and comment about.
Right. Yeah.
So I just want y'all to stop. They did it to Anthony Anderson a couple of what they said about
that wasn't a couple weeks. That was a long time ago there. I remember people doing that to Anthony Anderson when he lost a lot of weight.
I didn't know that.
Girl, let me see his Instagram. Let me see.
Yeah, that was months ago.
Hold up. Anthony Anderson. I just feel like, everybody just kind of thinks it's their business to comment on other people's bodies, and I just wish they would stop. Like, you could feel how you want to feel. I get it. Like, sometimes, like for instance, Star Jones. Star Jones always seemed to look better skinny to me. But at the same time, like, if that lady feel healthier at whatever way she's at, that's on her. But yeah, I'm not gonna say anything bad about it, but it's different. It's different. It's just different. Yeah. I mean, he got muscle in his arm. He got a lot of muscle in that forearm. Okay, so we gonna hope that it strengthened that forearm, because we know a lot of y'all like to be out here getting fake muscles.
The implants.
Yeah, I hope those muscles are real, because I need muscles to mean you strong, and not just that you look good. Y'all niggas is out here weird. If I catch a nigga out here with muscles that's not real, like I'm telling everybody, it's fake muscles. Okay, so let's go here. Freaknik. Y'all know in 2024, and I'm mad that it's gonna take that long for y'all to put this out. How the fuck y'all gonna put this out and act like it's coming out next week? Like,
they said 2024. Shit.
Yes, I thought it was coming out next week, bitch. I was excited. I was like, Lyric, we're gonna have to watch Freaknik when it come out.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see it, but still, like, and I'm gonna just say, like, a lot of people, like the aunties, the old aunties, are really worried about y'all seeing them with their coochie out and 10 niggas' hands in it. And I just kind of feel like as long as you didn't get SA'd at Freaknik, do not feel away, ma'am. Don't feel away. I want y'all to stop bullshitting with us anyway. Cause y'all generation loves to act like y'all didn't do shit. And this new generation of the big the stallions in them is doing too much. Meanwhile, you was popping coochie to Uncle Luke and having 5 niggas stick their fingers
Pussy
under your
popping on the hood of a car.
okay.
Pussy popping on the hood of a Pontiac.
Oh, wait, hold up. Hulu is being sued, so we really don't know what's gonna happen. Listen, I feel like I'm mad at y'all. I want y'all to suck it. I want y'all to suck it up. I want y'all to suck it up because you was in public. You wasn't in no private place. You was in public. You was on the street. Niggas had camcorders in their hands, and you knew it, and you was all down for it when they was video cameraing your ass with the shots on like this in a video. But
Did
now,
y'all see the video of Kanye? Allegedly Kanye.
yes, that was Kanye.
I mean, they be getting so good with the damn AI. I'm like, I don't know.
They do. But you know, it's interesting to see that the ladies are the ones that are concerned and the men aren't. Y'all the ones that were out here doing the violating.
Hello.
Y'all should be the ones that's the most concerned.
Do you know my
Which
husband
says a lot.
really felt like there wasn't any? He was like, I never heard of any essay happening. I'm like, nigga, I never heard
I
about
didn't
it.
either.
But I'm sure.
Right,
it
I never
happened.
heard of it, but I'm positive, 100,000%.
Listen.
Yeah.
Sensitive. Fingers crossed. I know
Mhm.
that it happened because anytime women are out in the street, you know, just out being sexually, you know, whatever, especially back then, y'all was
Yeah.
gonna find a way to
Sexually
act like,
liberated.
yes, y'all was gonna act like, oh, you got shorts
Yeah.
on, that mean I could touch you because you got shorts on. And I feel like I'm glad we in this day and age that if you feel like because I have shorts on and you touch me, I can cut your fucking hand off and we can just see how it all plays out.
And you
Yeah.
know, with that, I definitely agree because I learned about that too. You know, like what earlier this week, I think about the whole essay, and I never knew because when you hear freaknik, whatever they want to call it, it's always had this idea that's what it was about. Like that's why people went. You know what I'm saying? So
We freak. Have people put all their fingers in their lady parts.
boom. So I don't know. I don't know if I don't know.
Listen,
You can't get away with it.
let me tell y'all something. This weekend, I can't say y'all because they say we can't. I had to sign a whole non-disclosure.
Mhm.
But I went to some freaky shit, right?
Mhm.
It was me and my husband. Okay. So like everybody calm down. So we went to some freaky shit. But the main thing that they say at the freaky shit is consent, consent, consent.
Mm.
If somebody tell you that you can touch them, then you can't touch them. And I'm so glad that that was like one of the things said because you know, girl, we went somewhere with you wristbands on what you was ready for. So yes, it was like green if you go, yellow if it's like I'm ready to talk, but I don't know yet, and red if we just here to watch everybody else. So you know, we had the red on. We just had to watch everybody else, but my homeboy had on yellow. Whole different conversation. But outside of that, it was a good time had by all. Candy did not invite me to a
The
party, y'all.
comment. Keisha King.
She said, Candy finally invited herself. No, she did not.
Yeah.
But I'm expecting to see her during Essence, hopefully. So we'll see. Okay. But not for that, y'all. Outside of that. Yeah, not for that. Just because I want to meet her and Don Juan and shit. But outside of that, the consent thing is the major thing. So I feel like ain't nothing wrong with like the men wanting to be freaky or the women wanting to be freaky. But the fact that y'all act like it's so hard for you to get the okay before you do something makes all of this conversation like it makes me look at all of these people like y'all just are predators. Because
Yeah.
like in 2023, we can do this freak shit. You just gotta get the okay first. Get the okay, and we can slide on through. And now, you know, looking back, it's like y'all just didn't want to have to get consent. Yeah, y'all just wanted to be able to take shit and then act like, well, you was wearing this, but
Right.
nah,
Like, what you expect me to do? I'm an animal.
right? Like
Yikes.
I don't know how to talk. The fuck, I can't ask you if you want this. Thank you, saltwater daughter Jamila. Thank you, honey. Miss me with a respectability. We were pussy popping back in the day. No big deal. These creepy ex-wives need to be worried. Okay.
Mm.
Because that man that they had in the Hulu documentary talking about, oh, if you got on shorts, then don't be surprised when a man touch you. I said, shorts? Shorts?
Oh yeah, that video clip.
Right.
Yeah, I
Like
saw
that's
that.
like that was gonna stop. I'm sure women that had
Yeah,
on
men,
jeans still got touched. Like, what are you saying?
men like that are disgusting.
And then
Oh
he had the
my
audacity to have
gosh.
his fraternity letters on. I was like, baby, is he still with us? Is he still amongst the living?
Right, is he still with us?
Where he at?
Right.
Listen, Candy
Crazy.
already told y'all that they be over there doing threesomes, and I'm not trying to do a threesome with her and Todd. Okay, so, but
With
I
her
will go
and
to a
Todd.
party. Shut up, Necey.
She said with her and Todd. So,
Word. Right.
And it ain't nothing against Todd, but I'm married. You know what I'm saying? You know, 'cause, you know, like everybody else don't, you know, they have no, but I'm married, okay? But you know, what's up. So yeah, let's move on from Freaknik. Anything else? No? Okay, so second to last topic. I told y'all we're gonna be here a long time. I don't care. I'm tired of making apologies.
oh,
for
that's
y'all.
who I said who was that couple because I don't recognize the girl in this picture with her hair like that.
Girl, I don't even know
Right.
this
Trying to
girl's
make her
name.
look older.
Yes.
A good bob. You look like you a good 28, girl. A good bob.
Yeah, that's how old I am on my bob.
And not with the 35 plus purse on, not the pocket.
Oh no, she got the first song where you know you can slap somebody
I'm
with
done.
it.
Listen,
Back up.
This was a
so y'all
strategic
know,
PR photo.
right? Y'all know he did the unsung or whatever, uncensored, whatever the fuck it was on TV One, child. And he talked about his relationship, and everybody was like, "But sir, she was 19, you 36. What is going on?" Or something along those lines. I don't know how old he is, but whatever. But either way, he doubled down that he and Maya are happily married and have a beautiful daughter. He also clarified Maya's age when they tied the knot. She was 19 when we got married. She was 18 when we started dating, he said, while speaking on the misconception of their ages. He said people tried to twist her age online to say she was born a year earlier.
Ooh, 1 year.
Wow.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
That whopping 1 year made so much of a difference. Before ending the conversation, he shares that his wife is about to turn 23 and keeps him young and fresh. He continued, "We have a love that people don't really understand, and I don't really care to explain it." And I just want to
We
feel
bet
like
your
that's
ass
what
don't.
all of the pedophiles say. Literally
bet.
all of them feel like they have a
Yeah.
love that no one will understand. I'm about to Google these fucking ages. Marcus, how old are you, sir? Right now,
41.
today.
Hilarious.
Right now, today, you are 41 years old and she is 23. So that means when y'all got together, let's do some calculations. Jamie, AC, y'all are smarter than me. Help me. I can't count. How old were they?
What? Whenever they first what?
19. When he was, wait, no, they first started dating when she was 18. So when she was 18, how old was he? If he's 41 and she's 23.
He was 36.
He was 36 and she was 18.
Yeah.
Marcus, you're a
Right.
disgusting old man that groomed a young woman. And I don't care if she was 18 or 19. You're disgusting. And I low-key feel like people should believe whatever SBS say.
Oh
Child.
yeah, facts.
Allegedly. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. But I also feel like 26, I mean 36, I'm sorry, not even 26, nigga. You ain't even R. Kelly and Aaliyah. You worse than R. Kelly and Aaliyah. You 19. She was 18 and 36. Y'all, how many years is that?
18.
That's 18 years of a difference.
Mm-mm.
So you were literally old enough to be her daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Yeah. What y'all got to talk about?
It's killing me softly. Not when you was having a conversation at 17.
She
And then
did.
married her by the time she was 19. What the hell y'all had going on? And here's the gag for me. You the one that had all the money. So you was the one taking her places. So I'm just trying to figure out in what ways was she keeping you young?
Oh, and you know what that reminds me of, y'all? Let's take it to Instagram right quick, right fast. I'm so glad y'all say that. I'm sorry to just have y'all here. Like, I'm so sorry. But
If you don't stop saying
Yeah,
that.
that's what I was about to say.
I'm
I
sorry,
wonder
y'all.
if Tia is
I
still
know I've been
cool with
straight.
Roger though.
Not at all. Not
Ooh.
I
even.
don't think so. I feel like before this happened, I saw her, kind of reunite with him maybe twice,
Mhm.
and I ain't seen no type of reunite since reunion.
Okay, we ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this made me think of this. Okay.
Dating
Yep.
celebrity versus dating somebody who's not popular. I was just talking to Chris about Brown.
Chris who?
And,
Oh, okay.
I was at his house, and we both girls. We right. We tasted both sides of the water, and like, see, this is the main difference. I think this is why I like talking to girls that aren't famous, because number one, it's a lot of they have an experience in life. And you'll be the first person to show them, even if you've done it already. But to be there when a person,
It sounds like grooming right now. I know what you mean,
And
Bow Wow.
control.
It does sound like grooming
It
and
sounds
control.
like flexing and Bow Wow challenging to me.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's
You know,
amazing.
Because ain't
in a-
no
in a
famous
fake
woman trying
way.
to date him no damn way.
Okay, especially not Angela Simmons, but let's continue.
Like, you never been on a yacht? No. Like, we going cruises. Oh, baby, this is a yacht. Like, this. I like that. Getting her to blow them on. Like, one of my ex-girlfriends never been to Las Vegas. I left All-Star Weekend in LA, like on Saturday.
Ooh,
We took her to
Vegas.
Vegas. Like, All-Star. You never been? Like, that's crazy. Not every time you go, and even after me, we don't work out. When you go with your next kid, you're gonna have to think about me every time. That's not yeah, but no, I love the fact that I can put somebody on to my lifestyle and turn them on to new and different things. Whereas you get the industry girl, and you're like, yo, it's a spot in New York called Brooklyn Chop, ate there already. Yo, Mr. Chop, been there already. Yeah. Think about going to Tulum, there already. So it's like it's just okay. Well, to like, okay.
God forbid you would have to have a good personality to pull these women. God forbid you would have to have some game or good dick to pull these women. God forbid.
It just sounds like he's saying that regular girls are more easily impressed. He don't want to work too hard.
But that's
That's
the
what it
same
sounds
thing.
like.
That's the same thing as I want to fuck with a younger girl because they're easily impressed.
Yeah,
And
same logic.
it's also saying fuck boy. Either way it goes.
You don't want to have to deal with women on your level is what it gives.
Because they're gonna require more of you. And you're not willing to give that. But you want to impress them with a trip to Vegas. Cut it
A
out.
cruise. A private, like, let me tell you something. I have never been on a boat ride the way I see the homeboy quitting. Fuck it, Aniva is always on a boat, bitch. It don't matter what's going on, niggas on a boat. But guess what? Whenever I decide to vacation in Miami, bitch, guess what we gonna be on? A boat.
Yeah.
So you ain't gonna be able to like get, oh my God, Bow Wow. Yes, sir, suck your balls. Simply because we got a boat ride somewhere. Like, nigga, I've been on excursions before. You know what I'm saying? Like, ugh. Just sad. Just taking advantage.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what it feels like. And speaking of taking advantage, y'all, this is the last topic. Okay. And I ain't gotta say it no more, goddamn it. Okay. But the AZRIEL Clary and R. Kelly of it all. And I told y'all, like I talked about him. And one of the things I said was I hate the way people go after the parents as if they are equally responsible. And I still feel that way. But everybody ain't AZRIEL Clary mama, allegedly. Okay, everybody wasn't in the text messages telling their daughter exactly what to do, because if that was the case, we would have found that out about Faith Rogers, or we would have found that out about Joycelyn Savage, and we ain't seen any evidence that on them. Now,
we didn't.
I do feel like there is a level of which where people feel like they know he like young girls, they know he likes to help people get on. So go flirt with him and get him to help you on, but don't do nothing else with him.
Yeah.
And I really do feel like, based on a lot of the text messages and stuff that I read between she and her mom, allegedly, because the sister came out, and we'll listen to what the sister said. Thank you,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Teresa. Another $100. Hold up, hold up.
Oh.
Thank
Oh.
you. We're doing the most tonight. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Teresa. We appreciate. I love y'all. And live for Thursday nights. Thank you. We appreciate y'all. We'll be back next week on Necey's channel.
It's on Jamie's channel next week.
Oh, it's Jamie's? Okay, Jamie. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a little drunk. It's Jamie's channel. We're gonna post it so y'all know, but shout out to Jamie because it's on her channel next week. Okay. So AZRIEL Clary, okay. So I read a lot of the messages and stuff, and it really was a lot of grooming. Okay, hold up. Let me because I'm gonna pull it up so I can read just a little bit of it to y'all, and then we'll hear what her sister had to say.
Okay.
I didn't know her sister came out.
Yeah, her sister
Yeah, me
made some
neither.
comments about it. Okay,
Okay.
so this is a defendant who believed Jane to be 18 years old. Here's what they said about R. Kelly, but I feel like I do think at some point R. Kelly was like, only girls that are legally of age. But this is why I feel like I said, what Marcus said, being legal of age doesn't change the fact that it's somebody that's young and easily manipulated, and you can still take advantage of them, because I still feel like that's what happened with all of these girls. Even though from what we're seeing, Azriel's mother sent her over there, I don't think any of them knew what R. Kelly was really doing, because I don't think we knew what R. Kelly was doing until the documentary came out.
Right.
And
That's
their
what they
daughter
try
was,
to say in the documentary.
right. Their daughter was already gone by the time we got to the documentary, but nobody knew this. So this is just a little bit from it. Defendant who believed Jane to be 18 years old, this is what the mama said. Be prepared to sing 3 songs. He said he will meet you and listen to your song. Please have your glasses off, hair to side. Mama knows best. Pretty hurts. And third, your choice. Don't yell. Put on a show. Dance. Grab his hand. Shimmy. Wiggle. Sit on his lap. Entice him. While singing is all about performance. This your chance, an opportunity. Don't blow it. Jane's mother even told Jane not to look grown. Emphasis added. Take off that ugly ass lipstick. I told you he don't want you to be grown. I told you to keep your hair curly. That shit look a mess. You need some jeans or shorts. You trying to look grown. He wanted you because you look young and innocent. That's what he want. Not a little girl trying to be grown. You're a damn fool. It's the shit that her mom said, okay? And then this is from the racketeering portion of the court transcripts. Although defense counsel did not make much use of it, government exhibit 233 offers powerful evidence showing that defendant had no reason to induce, persuade, entice, or coerce Jane into going to California with him. Text messages introduced by the government show that Jane, with the guidance of her mother, enticed defendant, who reasonably believed Jane was 18 years old, to bring her to California. In short, when Jane traveled to meet defendant in California in April and May, she required no enticement, persuasion, or encouragement of any kind. On April 11, 2015, Jane attended one of defendant's concerts in Orlando, Florida. After the show, someone provided Jane with defendant's phone number. And this is usually the person that Robert has go up to these people after the fact. And that's why I feel like even if her mom was sending her these, text messages and all of that, I feel like ultimately they still didn't fully understand what was happening. They thought, oh, he's just a creepy old man, and just flirt with him. He'll give you what you want. Like a lot of older men. There are a lot of older men that you don't even have to do anything sexually to. You can just flirt with them and they'll give you money. So I do feel like her mom might have felt that way about this situation, but didn't understand fully. So this is a little bit more, and then y'all tell me what y'all think. She said, you need to let him know your age, because he in public doing stuff because he think you of age, so he don't care. But when it come out that you're not, and you didn't tell him, he gonna look stupid and will be really mad because you will make him look like an idiot. He may not mind your age, but that needs to be his decision. Don't assume. He may be hurt and deceived and very upset you have him lying to people. That's not cool. You are silly. That man ain't trying to do nothing with you musically. He wants to fuck, period, because he likes girls. If he heard you sing, heard your songs, saw your video, he would see you're serious because you got talent. He would be serious about the music with you. He obviously ain't interested in that. You're wasting your time. He will probably hit you up, fly you to him later by yourself, get you there, and you will have no choice but to have sex because he will probably tell you he ain't giving you a return flight unless you do all kinds of BS. So to me, it sounds like the mom at first thought she was trying to teach her how to get him into the performance. And then after, it seemed like once the mom saw he not helping you with your career, but you're still there, oh, he's just trying to fuck you. He's not going to help you. You need to leave. Okay. So this is what Azriel said, this man in love. And her mom said, oh my God, you're going to marry him and have his babies? LOL. My son-in-law going to be older than me. Too dang funny.
Oh, I didn't see those.
Oh, hell no.
Exactly. Azriel says, laughing my ass off, ma. And then she says, well, you better get signed first, then married second. This girl in front of me took a video of me. So that's Azriel. And then her mom says, how you acting? And then Azriel says, because she's trying to see why he's showing me so much attention. Probably going to Google me, and I'm here. Okay. So it definitely sounds like the mom was urging her to get her way in however she can get it. But I don't think that the mom fully understood the locking girls in rooms, making them have sex with other people, making them do things sexually they don't want to do, making them eat feces and spread feces over their body, making them have sex with other men that they don't want to have. I don't think she knew any of that. I think she thought this is just another creepy ass old man. She gonna shake her ass in his face. He gonna help her out, and then that'll be it.
I agree, but I also feel a way because it's like, why are you playing games with your child's life?
She fucked up.
That's exactly why, but I guess the reason why I'm asking is because it's not acceptable. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's
that's why she depressed now, because she wasn't on the third one. And they made it seem like it was because the mama and the daddy was divorced, and the daddy was the one that went and got Azriel. He was the one on camera and all of that, and she was no longer there. And I definitely feel like it's because she didn't realize what she was getting her daughter into, and then when she really found out, felt guilty. But this is the price you pay with your ignorant ass. Why would you ever put your daughter in harm's way like this with this man? That's insane.
Ever. And just like with anybody, not just him, like anybody. Like, how is that your advice that you give to your child? Like,
playing games.
And then joking and laughing about you knowing that this man only wants sex and how he gonna be older than you when they get married. Like,
that's like thinking you gonna sell. That's like thinking you gonna pretend to sell your soul to the devil and thinking that you gonna be able to play his ass when you know that you gonna see exactly what you want in front of you. Like it's just so crazy to me.
And
that
then
these people thought they had power. Yeah,
like crying to us like you ain't having to, like you ain't contribute to what happened.
Right. God. So I'm trying to find. Oh, here it is, y'all. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's the sister. The sister commented on the situation.
Is this the sister?
I don't think
that looks like the mama.
I'm about to say that's the mom, but the sister is on his phone on the audio. Okay, here we go.
Oh, that's my mother. First of all, that's my mother, and I just feel like everything was kind of taken out of context. That's not what she was saying. I understand the text messages look like that, but that's popped up and screwed. She would never portray my sister or sell my sister or anything like that.
Wait, you're talking about the AZRIEL situation?
Yeah, I'm AZRIEL Clary. Yeah.
So can you answer this for us? These text messages that are coming out in these court documents, are these real? Are these fabricated?
They definitely fabricated, because my mother would never do that to my little sister. Like, I don't know where these text messages coming from, but I put my life on it and I stand by my mother. My mother would never do that, and I'm the oldest. I'm 30.
Okay, because we definitely want, you know, both sides of this story. Taking a little derail here, just a little bit, Kels. So with these text messages that are happening, is your mother completely denying that, you know, she ever sent these, or have they been changed in some way by somebody else? What's your belief?
My belief is that they was changed, and that wasn't her texting.
Okay.
No, maybe her telling my sister to tell her age. Of course, my mother would. I would stand behind my mother and say she would tell her age. Definitely.
So how's the relationship now, if you don't mind us asking, you know, between
toxic
between all of you, you know, especially on the heat of this situation and still having to deal with it?
I talk to my mother every day, and so does my sister.
Okay, that's good to know.
First of all, that's my mother. And I just feel like everything was kind of taken out of context. That's not what she was saying. I understand the text messages look like that.
Well, why would they lie on your mama?
Exactly. And then hold
at
up.
this late in the game.
So this is what AZRIEL, I feel like, is, I don't know, I literally don't do nothing but cloud analytics or views, so spare us both the fake news. I do not play that shit. Looks like despite the news yesterday that AZRIEL's mom allegedly groomed her to talk to R. Kelly, she's seemingly still standing 10 toes behind her. So I only love my bed and my mama. I'm sorry. And, you know, these are the text and the court documents and stuff. But I personally
got that much time.
Yeah, somebody on his camp could have done it, but
yeah,
I would have imagined these coming out. Listen, I think they had conversations like this, maybe not in this specific order. I think that the same way that she was easily groomed by R. Kelly is because she was easily groomed by somebody else first, which was her parents.
Yes.
So I do believe that her mom probably had inappropriate, you know, advice to give her daughter.
Absolutely. But there are a lot of mamas that's like that. Everybody in front all day, but y'all know it's a lot of y'all mamas that'll tell y'all to do anything to get the right man. And I feel like this is along the lines of, especially because everybody like the fake in front, like the aunties and the cousins and the regular everyday folk don't still kind of believe that some of this shit is okay when it comes to dating these older niggas. So
he's still Rocky.
Listen, exactly. Y'all feel like it's got a lot, you know, it's similar. It's the same type of energy and the same type of mind control situation. But I will say this, a part of the documentary was that R. Kelly went through extenuous circumstances to set people up so that if anything comes out, he can make it seem as if they've stolen from him or they, you know, done certain things so that he could put them on blast. So that's another reason why I was like, I believe some of this, but I'm also wondering, could it be doctored in any way? Because he did kind of have the girls' minds before their parents realized that they were gone. So could she have sent those text messages from her mom's phone to her phone? Like, you know, and R. Kelly told her to do it. It's a possibility, but I'm cool to believe her people groomed her too. I'm cool.
Okay, because I was about to say, it sounded like the sister was kind of saying the text messages was real, but my mama didn't say it in that way.
Yeah.
Like she said it, but the way y'all reading it.
But he did do a lot of them, making them right. This right here. Written confessions and false accusations. He did a lot of making them like write certain things to say that this happened or that happened and it was lies. And he would say, well, if it's a lie, then you can write it. But it was the way he would then turn around and say that the girl's story was a lie because we can't believe what you said because you sent this text message. You know what I'm saying?
And why didn't this come out after the Gayle King interview when they sat there and said their parents?
That's what I'm wondering.
Was
it don't negate? I mean, like even if releasing it, like it doesn't help him at all. So
he did it either way. Like, even if because I feel like at some point, R. Kelly, like he used to like the young girls, 90s, early 2000s, he can get away with young girls. But as time was going on, we talking about 2015, 16, 17, he's still making money, but he's still getting girls. Now they need to be 18, 19. But as long as I catch them in the 18, 19 range, they still look like a 16, 17-year-old girl, but I don't have to worry about being legally liable. So I think he was getting smarter about the way he handled the girls and the girls that he picked. But I still feel like, the mama, like the mama, and like I don't know if the daddy was involved as well, because the daddy was the one that was like, I'm going to get my daughter, all of this shit. But like I said, I don't think they thought it was what it was. But y'all still put y'all kids in harm's way, because if I was an adult when the first tape came out, there's no way I would ever allow my kid around R. Kelly. I don't give a fuck. Even if I was going to continue to listen to his music, you're not 16 going to R. Kelly concert, simply because I watched him piss on a young girl. And even though I was her same age at the time, so I didn't have the same vantage point of understanding how fucked up that was at the time, I still, when I was like 20 something years old, was like, yeah, nobody wants to actually come in contact with R. Kelly. But I do like the nigga's music. Like, I don't want to meet him though. I'm all right off that.
I remember going to school that day, and everybody was talking about it.
I've never seen it.
I was in middle school.
You never seen the tape?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh,
no, I've never seen it. But I know a lot of people. I remember the day that all that happened. A lot of people talking about it.
Napster. That's how old my ass.
I never saw it.
Girl, I literally saw it. I saw there were like 2 or 3 tapes actually that were released at that time. There were like, I think there were 3, and I can remember 2, because one of them looked kind of a little like maybe Asian-esque, and then another one had the shortcut, and I believe that's the girl that had hung around and we haven't seen. She was in the background, but I remember her having very small breasts, and that's how I was like, yeah, this has to be somebody my age, because her breasts were very, very small, and she had like this short little cut, and they were on this like wooden seat. There was like plants and shit in the background, and this is when he beat on her. And then another one where he was like eating the girl out, and you could see the records on the wall in the background, like literally see the plaques on the wall in the background, and he's eating this girl out, and she's in a chair. She's in like a desk chair or something like that, and he had like one of those loose Versace shirts on. Like, I'll never forget it. Like, I'll never forget that shit. Yes, the wooden locker room. That's what it looked like, a sauna. Yes.
I remember some cartoon show reenacting that scene.
Oh,
yes.
I did kind of see.
He had a t-shirt and no. It was an open button-down shirt, no drawers on, and he was like eating. Yeah.
I saw I did see like the wooden locker room look like a sauna room. I saw that, but I don't think I've ever seen like the actual. Yeah, no, I know I never saw him actually do it, but I do remember that picture.
Yeah, he had cornrows, no lie, with the Versace like button down shirt opened up, the girl was in a chair, cornrows, records on the wall in the background. Yes, I saw that one. So that's why I was like, I don't know how y'all are acting like it wasn't him, because the video was clear enough for you to see that it was him. It didn't look like Carrie. Like, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Carrie might have had braids back then, but Carrie's facial structure is very different from Robert's. Like, they might have high bone, cheekbones, but the eyes and shit are not the same. And I remember that video. Shit was black and gold. Yes, it was. Yes, shirt was black. Yes, it was. So y'all was there. We was young back then. Don't blame us. It was Napster. It was not us. Okay, we were kids. I just want to remind everybody we the same age as the kids. Okay, but I just remember like seeing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like porn back then. So just saying, I don't know how y'all was letting y'all kids around this man back then. I don't know. But
that's crazy.
Look, a memory we will never forget it, especially with the info we have now. That's what I'm saying. I'll never forget that shit. I'll never forget that shit. But that's how I'm like, yeah, no, there's no way. Like, it still bothers me that with all of that evidence, y'all let him go. And then he had an opportunity to be reintroduced to us, because if all we had was that early 90s music, we would have let him go back then. But when they allow him to come back in the early 2000s after that first tape pack came out, that's when they reintroduced him to the next generation of girls. Because the 495 girls were done by the time we got to 2002. And when 2002 rolls around, he comes out with all of this new music, Stepping in the Name of Love and all of that shit around Chocolate Factory. This is all around that time. So by them allowing him to get away with it the first time, make all of that new music in the early 2000s, that's when the next generation of girls to be taken advantage of are now being pulled in. So yeah, I blame a lot of people, not just the parents, but the music industry and people that toured and all of that shit, because y'all didn't make a fuss. Y'all didn't make it a problem. Y'all still fucked with him, and he was able to then do what he continued to do because of it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, we've been here for a long ass time, y'all. So we're not gonna hold you. Y'all make sure y'all follow us on everything. Like, comment, subscribe to all of our channels, Necey, Jami, me, and make sure y'all come back next week. It will be on Jami's channel. Okay, support the girls, support our channels. All right, okay, all right. And we hope y'all enjoyed tonight's show, ladies. Y'all have anything else to add?
This was a good one. Thank you guys for coming back despite, a few technical, that's how we know y'all the real crew.
Yeah, we don't remember the real
Listen, this a 3-hour show and there's 900 people in here. So I know y'all fuck with us. And we fuck with y'all. Okay. So thank y'all so much. Everybody who super chatted, commented, stuck around for the whole show, the playback people. We appreciate y'all so much. So y'all have a good rest of y'all night.
Good night.